All right, it's Thursday night. It's the BS sessions. I always have right to me, to my right now, I think. Jerry Supe, man. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Mark? Everybody, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing
Well, we lost
great.
somebody.
Cheers. We'll be back.
Excited.
Yep.
Well, let me introduce the
Joe.
guests. Yeah, Joe just said, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." Um, well, I'll introduce Andy first, since he's like on the other underneath Mark. How you doing, Andy? Man, good to have you on tonight, man.
I'm
We
doing
got the
great. Thanks for having me, Jerry.
the Mexican of the group.
Hey, you've been kind of quiet this week, haven't you? Like in all the
Yeah,
groups.
I have a lot of things going on right now.
Okay. I'm just making sure everything's all
At
right.
work. I'm working on, yeah. Well, I appreciate I'm working on 12, 15-hour days. Dude, they're killing me, man. I'm getting too old for this shit, man.
The fuck, dude? Do you
Getting
need
too
to
old
work
for
that
this shit.
long?
If I want to get everything done right, yeah, I have to, because I got the lamest fucking crew possible. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about that because one of my crew members listens to this show, so I don't want to throw him under the bus.
Jerry likes you. There you go.
Yeah, not really, but
under the bus.
yeah. Then anyway, we got in the dark tonight. We got Al Horta, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you guys doing, man? Glad to be on the show.
Man, I was looking at those temperatures today in Florida. Holy shit, are you hot too up there in Tampa? It's like 110 down there in some places. I'm like, geez. Well, with the heat index. I mean, with the heat index, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
You didn't see the swamp ass?
I love Florida, man. I would love to move back down there, South Florida again, but I don't miss that fucking heat, man. I tell you, it's brutal, man. If you haven't experienced it, man, it's fucking brutal, dude. It's literally like living in a sauna, man. It really is, man. But anyway,
imagine people living in like Brazil though, or shit, like down in the fucking
by the equator.
Ah, man, I tell you. But I would move back down there in a heartbeat if I could, man. But anyway, good to have you on as always,
Thank
man.
you.
And then we got the guy who came up with this show, Joesph Stuab, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Clearly, you can see I am not in my usual locale. I am reporting live on the scene. I'm house sitting for some family friends, and the best benefit of house sitting for friends is when they let you dip into their liquor cabinet. So
that's friends with benefits right there. I'm telling you.
So cheers, everyone! Having some Canadian club whiskey here this evening.
So Joe won't be able to whip out the fucking physical media every 2 minutes.
He went and got his props.
I went home and brought him.
He got his props.
I stand corrected.
I come prepared.
Hey, he reminds me of when Al used to live in New Jersey, that kind of kitchen scene there. So go ahead.
Yeah.
It's almost the same.
I'm actually at Al's old house, just just hanging out.
He's squatting.
Yeah.
Hey, I left there's a wall like in the bathroom. I left like 10 grand in there. Can you go find it for me?
Yeah, I'll send it right to you.
All right, cool.
It definitely won't get lost in the mail or anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, since this is your idea, Joe, why don't you tell us what you picked for us to do tonight, man?
Yeah, so just in thinking about all these different ideas that have been kind of popping into my head, we did last month. We did the night songs episode. We did a couple different things, and different people's ideas have kind of really been sparking me. And one thing, a show that we did not too long ago on Andy and Al's show was something related to album openers. And I think we got on to the discussion on that show about how album openers are always kind of held up as this big important thing. But because they are held up as such a big important thing, a lot of times someone will kind of slip through the cracks. And so there were so many albums that were kind of going through my head of really, really popular bands, but some of their album openers that aren't as talked about. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be listing our top 11 underrated album openers from popular bands. And that changes for everybody. Everyone has probably different definitions of popular bands, popular to them, their favorite bands, maybe an album they don't think gets talked about as much. So I'm really excited to hear everybody's list. I'm sure we'll all be pulling out a lot of different really cool albums to talk about. So I'm excited.
Cool. All right, Mark, man, why don't you start the BS?
BS, I just want to tell you something. A brother of the show, he gave me a list. So
Nice.
He's a big fan of the show. He always texts me, I love that last show, man. So he's a good fan, and he can't do the show because he works. But yeah, let's get into the BS, man. I don't got too much this thing, but I just want to know Paul Stanley, man. Here's the obligatory Kiss news we haven't had in weeks. So we're bringing it back for this one because I thought this was hilarious.
I saw you teased it in the teaser trailer.
Paul Stanley says Kiss avatars will look nothing like they did in the video preview. They will be mind-boggling. I don't even that's a word, but what do you think about it, Jerry?
Sure, why not? I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, I was kind of hoping that they would go for a more younger look when I first saw the original one. So I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't have nothing to say about that. I really don't. I mean, like I said, I can rag on it now, say I'm never going to watch it, but of course I'm going to at least watch it one time, of course.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know, man. I don't. Whatever.
It's going to be mind-bogglingly something. I'll tell you that.
Mind-boggling. Yeah.
Mind-boggling. I don't know how to say that word, whatever it is. But Al, what do you think about that?
Well, I certainly hope not. It's going to look like the ones that are now. Jeez, they're fucking horrible looking. Yeah, please make improvements. That's all I gotta say.
It's become a meme for a reason.
Yeah, and it probably got the poor Paul's sensitive soul reading all the comments about it. You know,
well, the artist
Sorry,
that
Paul.
he is, the artist that he is, you know, the artistic integrity that he has.
Right,
it's going to be better than that.
What do you think about it, Joesph?
Yeah, I mean, it can't be worse than what that picture was. It can't be as bad as what that picture was. And they keep bringing up the fact that it's the people that worked on the avatars, the ABBA avatars, and those looked good. The ones that they teased for the Kiss thing did not look good. The ones that they did for ABBA at least looked kind of realistic. Of course, with all this AI stuff, it doesn't look great, but it didn't look as bad as those Kiss ones did. And kind of like what Jerry said, I think it was the fact that they modeled them on what Kiss looks like now. So at least with the ABBA ones, they modeled them after what they looked like in the 70s. And so you're modeling after an old photograph, which is easier to do than modeling after whatever God knows Gene Simmons looks like now.
What do you think about it, Andy?
Well, kind of like Jerry, you know, I really don't care, but when it comes out, I'm curious to look at it when it comes out. But why did they not? I mean, when you have AI, you can do whatever you want. Why would you not bring out the classic look of the 70s? You know, and are they going to have Peter and Ace in there or no?
I would say no.
And I think that's why they aren't modeling it after the look of the 70s, because they know they can't pull off a look for Tommy and Eric and make it look like Peter and Ace. Because if Paul and Gene, but if Paul and Gene look young and Tommy and Eric look like they do now, it's going to look weird.
What do you mean?
Tommy was already talking about they have to build a new arena for it. Like they think it's going to be in a sphere. It's going to be in Vegas. Tommy came out and said it's going to be in Vegas. So,
I mean, they allowed Tommy to talk.
Yeah, he's kind of the peon, right?
Wow.
Yeah, is what 1.5% of the band,
right?
I think it's just I just fucking thought Paul's just they just want to defend everything they do, and it's like, dude, you guys make great music. You guys are making. Don't you realize you're making yourself look like a joke? Do you guys have dementia? What's wrong with you? It's you could have stopped after fucking a couple albums in the 80s and been fucking huge, and then came back for a reunion tour, which probably would have lasted longer. You know, I don't know, but I don't know. I like this band and I hate this band at the same time, and that's why I'm never a huge fan, because it's just I want artistic integrity. I don't think they've ever had it. Maybe in the early days, but after they started chasing trends, it's like, nah. Well, let's get to another asshole. Sebastian Bach took issue with somebody in the crowd wearing a Skid Row shirt. The one of the eras of the band that did not include him. He pointed out the piece of merchandise from the stage and said into the microphone, "I'm fascinated by this shirt right here, the Skid Row. With what number singer? 7, 8, 9? What number is that guy, huh? What number? Is that the replacement number 7 or the number 8 or a fucking name every fucking one? I could fucking name every fucking one of them. How do you even wear that? It's like ridiculous. It's the guy. Is that the guys from Dragon Force or fucking TNT or whatever the fuck? Fucking embarrassing. What do you think about that, Jerry?
Bitter much? I mean, yeah, I mean that's typical Sebastian Bach, and like I said before, I don't know where he gets his information that he thinks a reunion is possible. We say it all the time, it's never gonna fucking happen, man. Never. He's just, I don't know. He's a what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, whatever. Well, I don't know, but yeah, I mean,
a snake oil salesman.
Can you imagine if Paul and Gene kicked out everybody wearing an old Kiss shirt at their shows? Holy shit!
No, they
man.
made somebody take off a shirt at a concert though.
No,
well, that was an interview. That was an
that was
interview.
an
The
Iron Maiden guy interviewing
yeah.
him at an Iron Maiden shirt on.
Yeah, and he told him to take it off. So,
Well, that's
I mean,
that's
why? This guy paid money to fucking see you. He's not doing anything but wearing a fucking unless he was being obnoxious or something. I don't know, but fucking big deal, dude. Grow up, man. That's all I got to say. And by the way, your new album rules, by the way, but fucking grow up.
that new album fucking is far superior than that last Skid Row album. And I love that last Skid Row album.
I might agree with you on that one.
It's fucking ear candy, dude. I don't go back to the Skid Row album. I've been fucking listening to that Sebastian Bach all fucking week. But Al, what do you think about what he said?
You know, I could kind of see his point of view a little bit, but and I think the guy was being annoying too. Like from what I read, Jeff Beers was at that show, and he was saying that the guy was like on his phone all night, like texting and I guess Sebastian probably got annoyed with that too. There's probably a couple of factors, you know. I don't know, man. Just you know, just as far as like Sebastian going back to Skid Row or like, you know, whatever, you know, them guys probably think about it for a second and Sebastian just opens his fucking big mouth and has to say something and they're just reminded of why they don't take him back. You know,
they're like this. Okay. They're like this down the number. Oh shit. Never mind.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, come on, man. It's just like, oh, I mean, he does have a great new album, man. So just tour and promote that fucking thing and just, you're doing pretty good on your own, man. It's not like you really. I don't think a Skid Row reunion with them would. They're not going to go into arenas. They were never an arena headlining act. They could do maybe, you know, 1,500, 2,000 probably theaters. I would say, you know, and maybe do like a shed tour like in the summer, like with another band or something. But they're not. Dude, I read things like, oh man, they're gonna. If they get back with Sebastian's the original band, they'll play stadiums. I'm like, you're fucking stadiums, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like a minor league baseball stadium. Come on.
Maybe they could fill the Poison slot on the Def Leppard Motley Crue tour.
All right.
Poison was way better than Motley Crue. All right.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They'd fill that, like play 8 songs as an opening act slot.
Yeah.
And I'd rather see Poison than Skid Row.
So what?
No, I would like to see. I would like to see both. That'd be a good tour right there, Poison and Skid Row. But if they got Bach back, that could be an arena tour. If they got Poison on there, so
if it's a package tour, I could see.
If they did a package tour,
they're not on their own, man.
Yeah,
but they're doing package tours with like Slaughter. They are just playing clubs. So
well, that's Slaughter.
Oh, I love Slaughter.
They would have to get
Slaughter was never an arena band either. So
I know.
They were like in the same wavelength, I think.
Yeah, that's why they.
Anyway, that's what I got on that.
I just want to say one more thing about the Sebastian Bach album. That's the best thing that John 5 has played on in years. All right, Joesph, what do you think about Sebastian?
Yeah, he's better because he knows no matter how much publicity he tries to put out that they're never going to have him back in Skid Row ever. They don't need to. They're fine without him. They don't. If they were hurting more, yeah, we had this whole conversation last week. The cool news, which I'm sure you are going to get to here in a second, about Skid Row is that they're putting a live album out, and that looks like it's going to be killer.
Well, you already said that, so I wasn't even going to put that in there. I have another Skid Row story, but go ahead. Yeah, that looks cool, man. That's with Eric, right?
I'm really happy they're putting out a live album with Eric. It's pretty much the same set list I saw them do a couple months before that at M3. except that I think they did Riot Act instead of something else off that album, and they added a couple more songs off the new album because it was after the new album came out. When
Dude,
I saw them,
do they still play The Threat?
yeah, that's
Love
going to
that
be
fucking song.
that's going to be on the live album.
Oh, that's great. I got to get that live album.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like it's a pretty decent set list. It's like
doesn't it have a DVD with it too?
Yeah, it's a CD and DVD.
Yeah.
It's like 6 songs from the debut, 6 songs from Slave to the Grind, and then like 3 songs off the new album, and I think the cover of Psychotherapy.
Nice. So, Andy, what do you think about Bach?
Yeah, we were talking about Skid Row last week, and my answer still stays the same. I don't care much about Skid Row.
All right,
Back
so
in '89, even today.
I'll just say one more thing about Skid Row. We don't have to talk about it. Rachel Bolan says they've been talking to no-name singers about joining the band, so they're going to keep going. And they said we're not opposed to bringing a female in the band. I thought that was pretty cool because Lizzie Hale did so well. But shit, what do we got? One more thing, one more BS story. Again, I didn't put too much BS in here so we could get to the meat of the story tonight. But Def Leppard to play a couple never before performed songs on the summer 2024 tour. But Vivian didn't say what they're going to play, so it could be like some shit songs because they're like from fucking songs from the Sparkle Lounge. But
well, Mark, considering that they have played every song that's worth playing at some point in their career, you know it's going to be some shit song off Euphoria or something.
I like Euphoria. Euphoria.
They have played literally every song off the first 4 albums.
If they pay
live.
Promises, that would be awesome.
So you know it's going to be some shitty 90s Def Leppard song because they've already played every single song off the first 4 albums.
Yeah. And I hate boy bands, but I like the album X. Jerry, what do you think about that?
I mean, if they're cool tunes, you said never played or rarely played?
They said never before performed.
Oh shit! Like I agree with Joesph.
Which means it's nothing from the.
We're getting some
nothing from the 80s.
Slang, Euphoria, some X, some Diamond Star Halos. Whoopie-dee-doo. I mean,
they've been playing Diamond
I'll
Star
give them
Halos.
credit. I give them credit for changing up the set list, I guess, a little bit. But other than that, yeah, enjoy playing them. If you like them, go see them. I don't ever anything past Pyromania is a no for me. So.
Hey, when I saw them with Poison, they put on a great show, man. They are great.
Hey, I've seen them a lot, and they've always put on a good show. They do. They sound good live. Yeah.
Their set list is just usually not that great.
Yeah, I liked it. Al, do you have any thoughts on Def Leppard playing a couple never before performed songs?
Not really.
Okay.
No, I just I don't know. I mean, I don't really have much interest. I always talk about the first 3 albums and everything. I mean, the Hysteria is not bad. There's a couple good songs on there. The songs that aren't played to fucking death, on the radio. They'll never take out Pour Some Sugar on Me from the set list, so that's a minus right there.
I love that
or
song
like
because it
any
bumps
of the
in my
hits
car.
off that album. You're gonna hear Love Bites at every show.
Yeah.
Is there actually any songs from Hysteria that they never played live?
No, because they a couple years ago they played the whole
They
album.
did the whole album.
Yeah,
I love Love Bites for the millionth time on this podcast.
Yeah, because they've done High and Dry front to back. They've done Pyromania front to back. They've done Hysteria front to back. I even think they pulled out pretty much everything from On Through the Night.
Because when they did that Dead Flatbird, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, why do they have to play them songs as Dead Flatbird? Are they embarrassed to play them as Def Leppard or something?
Yes. The answer to that question is
well, I heard Joe say one time that anything from High and Dry or before that isn't fair to Phil because he wasn't on those albums. So
Yeah,
Phil's
that's why it's
probably
good.
bitching. He doesn't want to play anything that he had nothing
Yeah,
to
and he
do
barely
with.
played anything on Pyromania either, just a couple guitar solos.
Yeah, but they have to play that shit.
Yeah.
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 I wish they played more off that album.
I love to hear them do Me and My Fucking Wine, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Love that fucking
They did
song.
that live. I think they did that live with Dead Flatbird.
Oh, that song rules.
And I think they pulled out Good Morning Freedom too.
I do like that song Paper Sun from
Euphoria.
From what was it, Euphoria, I think.
Yeah, Euphoria.
That's a good song on there. I mean, Euphoria's got some pretty good songs. That to me, that's like kind of like the last kind of solid, like half good Def Leppard album. I mean, after Slang, it was a kind of refreshing because Slang was not good, in my opinion. I don't know if you like it, it's cool, but
I like
So-
most of it, but I see what you're coming from.
I commend them for trying something different. It's sometimes I like when bands take left turns, but I don't know, that album never really connected with me. So
They did a Kiss. They went like for a trend right there. Got
yeah, it was in the middle of the grunge era,
Yeah.
but yeah, I get it. But that's all I got on that. Hey, if they pull out some gems they haven't played, good for them, man. Good for the hardcore fans that go see them.
Well, if they play anything from songs from the Sparkle Lodge, we're gonna. Oh, those were the 2 songs. You fucking suck. We thought you were gonna play some good shit. But Joseph, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I already said they're not going to play anything that real hardcore fans really want to hear because they've already played it. Unless there's some random Hysteria B-side that they never played, that's what they're talking about.
Tear It Down or something.
Yeah, but they played that live. They used to always play that live.
Yeah, they play that.
But I never hold out hope for anything. If Def Leppard's in the story title, I never hold out hope for anything. Just because I know how many times this band has just made me kind of cringe. Like I've said in the past, what most of you guys, how passionate most of you guys are about Sammy Hagar hate is how passionate I am about Nine Arm Def Leppard hate. Like that's my Sammy Hagar.
I like Sammy and Def Leppard, so like.
Yeah, I know. You're just you, Mark, and we love
yeah.
we love you for it. But
Cheers.
Yeah, I'll drink to that. But
Cheers.
yeah, it's gonna be some bullshit from X or something. We know it is. I have no reservations that it's gonna not be something from X.
I
or
have it on
Slang
vinyl. I'm not sorry.
Oh dear God, Mark.
Have a drink,
man. If you like them, you like them, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Andy, what do you think about Def Leppard pulling out some never performed songs?
Well, like y'all are saying collectively, it's good for those fans, but after Hysteria, I have no idea what they played after that. So after Hysteria, I just lost interest. Big time.
I'm gonna get our sports thing in here real quick. I'm just gonna say go Panthers.
There you go.
Go Panthers for Jerry. I have no dog in this fight, and the Panthers aren't a rival. There you go.
And the Celtics are like ripping apart Dallas right now.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck the Celtics. Oh, fuck
yeah,
the Celtics.
I've really.
Jeez.
This is honestly probably the clearest cut winner of the NBA Finals in years.
Yeah.
Like the Celtics,
they're gonna get their.
They've
18th.
been destroyed. They've been destroying everybody.
What's that series at right now?
But the thing is,
just
with the Celtics,
it's game 1.
But with the Celtics, every team they played had a star player out with an injury.
Yeah,
every team.
The Celtics
just because they're like destroying right now, game 2 could change.
Yeah.
They're
already up by they're up by 27 with 3 minutes in the second quarter left.
And I think they've only lost like 2 games the entire postseason.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They played a lot of. Giannis was out when they played the Bucks. They had the Halliburton didn't play in the last game. It's like they played with star players out from those teams. I'm hoping that fucking who are they playing? I don't fucking care. Dallas. Go Dallas, because I've seen Dallas lose games but they got blown out in one game in the playoffs, and they came back and blew out the team. You got like Kyrie Irving and fucking what's the guy they? Yannick, what's his name? Huh? Yakov Smirnoff. I love Yakov Smirnoff, by the way. Moscow on the Hudson, man. Robin Williams. You guys ever see Moscow on the Hudson? Check out that movie. No, who's that guy? Who's that guy? The fucking Dukage.
Yeah.
Fucking great fucking player, dude. They'll come back if they lose this game. Seriously, Dallas could kill the Celtics, hopefully.
Yeah, he was talking shit with Snoop Dogg that last game against the Minnesota. It was funny to watch, actually.
Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fuck. I hate Dallas, but I hate the Celtics more. I'm a fucking Laker fan. Fuck you, Celtics.
Is that why you hate the Celtics? Because of the Lakers?
Dude, I'm a Laker fan, dude. Why would I like the Celtics? Why the
They're like
fuck would
a
I?
whole different conference.
Because the Celtics are the best team in the history of the NBA, and the Lakers think they are.
Oh, what? No, we're tied
I,
17-17 right now, bitch.
I
Don't.
know that they had, a lot of great epic battles in the '80s, but I mean, there hasn't
Dude,
been much.
the Magic Johnson Lakers took 2 out of 3 from the Larry Bird
Yeah,
Celtics.
that was okay. So it still stems from the '80s, in other words.
Yeah, no, it's always been a fucking the 70s. Jerry West lost to the fucking Celtics so like 9 times, dude.
Oh! Have y'all seen those commercials?
It's a
For
built-in
that
hate.
for that documentary they're doing about the Clippers
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
with
Oh,
what's his name?
it's got Al Bundy in it. I think he's like the guy that played Al Bundy was
Who?
playing him. Yeah.
Who
Ed
the
O'Neill is playing the
Yeah.
guy, the owner from the Clippers that got banned.
the Clippers? Is that a
Yeah.
team?
Shut up, Mark.
They've never won anything, dude. They suck. They should have stayed in San Diego. Fucking step. I'm glad they're getting their own arena finally to stop fucking piggybacking off the Lakers.
And that's the
Fuckers.
sports talk this week on the BS session.
That is Jerry. Get into the topic, man. And remember, I got Scribble. I got Scribble on the list.
I'm going to let Joe. Is this his show? He's going to tell what we're doing tonight again. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. So like I said, we're going to be going through our list of top 11, in our opinion, underrated album openers by either like our favorite bands or popular bands, or however each of us did our list. I know just personally, I'm gonna outline a few of those kind of ones that I hear talked about a lot from that particular band when I do my list, and maybe give a little bit of a reason why I think this song or this album opener that I picked maybe doesn't get talked about as much. So however you guys want to do it as you're going through the list works very great. Everyone kind of do their own thing, and yeah, I'm excited to hear everybody's picks.
Cool. All right, we'll start with you, Al, man. Go ahead. Number 11.
Well, this doesn't get talked about that much on this show, so I figured I'd bring them up. From now on, Lick It Up, Exciter. I think that's a very underrated track by them.
It's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, it's a great one, man. Great. I mean, they obviously like with Vinny like helping out with songwriting and everything, I guess they were listening. I don't know, just a pretty heavy track for them. Great way to start off an album. And I don't even know when they ever even played that live. They only played that live on that tour. They never even did, right? Yeah. Wow. So I mean, I don't know. It's a great opening track, and it wasn't a hit or anything, but I love that track. So that's my number 11, "Exciter" by Kiss from Lick It Up.
I'm so glad you picked that, Al, because I was telling Mark and Jerry a little bit before we got started here. I purposely left Kiss off my list because they're a band that we just talk about so much.
Yeah.
But the song and the album that I originally had on my list that I took off was Exciter. So I'm really glad that you talked about that one.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that got brought up.
Yeah, I thought about Kiss, but with the exception of Lick It Up, they're pretty much all have been somewhat of a hit, their opening song.
Well, no,
yeah, like their opening
that whole run from the 80s though. I've had enough, Into the Fire.
Okay,
King of the
I was thinking
Mountain.
more of the 70s. I was thinking more of the 70s, probably.
Like that whole kind of run in the mid 80s, there's like 3 really good openers in a row that are kind of underrated.
Yeah. And then you got Crazy Nights, and then you got Rise to It.
What's wrong with Crazy Nights?
Unholy.
It was a hit, Mark. It was a hit.
Yeah.
Crazy Nights was a hit.
I like that song.
Well, no, we weren't saying we don't like it. We were saying it wouldn't be underrated because they play it live. It was a hit.
Yeah,
we're talking about like ones that would be underrated.
True.
Because like then, Jerry said,
they had
videos. Like Rise to It had a video. Unholy had a video.
Yeah, I wouldn't call those underrated.
No.
I don't know. Excited just seems to not get talked about much, and
even among Kiss fans.
Yeah, I think it's a great opener to the album. So that's my 11.
All right, Joe, go ahead, man.
All righty. So what I tried to do with a lot of this list was pick bands that I really loved a lot that I think have a lot of really popular album openers. So for my number 11, I went with Kansas, and they're a band where almost all of their album openers are on their greatest hits album, at least the ones in the 70s. So stuff like Carry On Wayward Son, Point of No Return, a lot of Fight Fire with Fire off Drastic Measures. That was the album opener. But a period of the band that I don't think gets talked about nearly enough, and it's a musician that we're all very familiar with from his time in other bands, and that is the Steve Morse era of Kansas. And particularly, I decided to go with the track Silhouettes in Disguise off the Power album. I think it's a really, really great opening track for that period of the band. They had a little bit of a breakup in the few years before that, and they got back together. They kind of changed their sound a little bit. They didn't have a violin player in the band anymore. It was all guitar attack. And Silhouettes in Disguise, I think, is a really, really great way to open that period of the band's history. I think Power is a really solid album in general. But Silhouettes in Disguise is a really great way to open that album. And I don't think it's something that really gets talked about nearly enough, even amongst Kansas fans, and much less amongst people who only know the stuff off the Greatest Hits album.
I haven't listened to that album that much, so
I gotta be.
I need to go.
Yeah, I
back
gotta
and
be
listen
honest.
to
I'm
it.
not familiar with that album here. I never.
I
Really
know the
listened to it.
one video they had on MTV. What was that?
All I Wanted was the hit, I think.
Yeah, that I know that. I do have it on CD. I have the box set, but it's not.
It's a really, really great album.
I know it is, but
What year was that?
86.
86.
Okay.
Steve Morse made 2 albums with him, 86 and 88. And this was the first one he made with them.
Well, that's
It's not. I think it's
really,
better
really good
than
album.
that other singer they had in there that Jerry picks.
What?
The second singer. Who was the second singer of Kansas?
Steve Morse is the guitar player.
No, but who was the second singer of Kansas?
John Elefante.
John Elefante?
That dude with the curly hair. Yeah, I didn't like that guy.
No, the Steve Walsh was singing on this album.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Steve Walsh was on this album.
That's better than those albums. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. This
I
is
was
back
happy
to
to see Steve Morse with Kansas when I saw him down here, and
Mhm.
that was a treat, man. Seeing him come out on stage and play a couple tunes with them, man. So yeah, it was awesome.
I saw him with Purple. He was great.
If people haven't heard this album, I really, really, really recommend listening to this album. Of course, it's an 80s album, so there is some ballads and stuff on it, but really, it's probably one of the most just straightforward, hard rocking albums that Kansas ever did, because it's just nothing but guitars. And so Steve Morse really just kind of injected a new life into the band after their little bit of a hiatus in the early to mid 80s. I think that Power is a really, really great album. From
How old are you again, Joesph?
25.
And you're schooling us. Thank you. I just wanted to say that.
There's a time where you just have to let the younger generation take over, man.
Well, that's awesome that the younger generation is taking over, because fucking we got to keep this music going.
Well, they say it's kind of frightening how this younger generation swings.
Wings.
Nice.
All right, so Andy, number 11.
Yeah, the way that I did my list, I did mine as opening deep cuts from bands that I love. So what I did was I made a list of a lot of my favorite bands and went through their discography to find out which lead off track is a deep track, because as I was going through them, I did realize that a lot of opening tracks were hits or very well known songs, and they should be, because they're the first song in the album. But I was so pleased because I love all these songs that we probably know, but not your typical music fan, but people like us, we will know them. I'm going to start off with an album by the Monkees, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones, Salesman. This album starts off with Salesman. Fantastic track. Really good guitar licks, and it's a really cool story about salesmen who spend their life just walking from house to house. Well, back in the day, and now they just send us junk mail and call us and leave us email and so on. But back then they would have to walk from house to house. That's what the song is about. Salesman by I think it's
What year was that?
This was
67.
67.
What's that?
Yeah.
67.
67.
Nice.
Yeah. I think this was right after Headquarters and before the Monkees and the Birds and the Bees. This one was in the one that was in the middle. This is actually one of my favorite ones by them. It's a really good album.
Cool.
Where they play all of the instruments themselves. And they might have a couple of other instrumentalists with them to help them out to fill up the gaps. But they played everything on here.
All right.
Cool.
Mark.
Okay. Scribble gonna go after me?
Yeah.
And you're last? Just want to make sure.
Yep.
Well, this is a band that I always talk about, and they're getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. From the album Head Games, Dirty White Boy.
That's a hit, Mark.
It's not a hit, dude.
I hear it on the radio all the time.
You got Feels Like the First Time. All those other. This is like the lowest thing of their fucking albums.
I'm gonna let him get away with that because I got one that's gonna be controversial too. So I'm gonna let him get away with it.
But the thing is, yeah, they play it live. But the thing is,
It's
nobody
on the greatest hits album.
But nobody talks about that
all
song.
the time.
Nobody fucking brings that song up.
I
Nobody
can-
posts videos
I'll
about
give-
Dirty White Boy.
I'll give you
except
this.
me.
I'll give you this. It is a lesser known hit. It's not
It
one
is.
that. Yeah.
You said the
I
secondary
wouldn't call
hits.
it underrated though, but it's all right. That's your pick.
Joesph, you said secondary, not their greatest hit. This is
I did not. I said underrated songs.
I think
and
it's underrated.
It's a hit.
because I talk to everybody who doesn't talk about Dirty White Boy. That's why. And then I go to Scribble, right? I don't
Yep.
know what album this is from. You guys might know. I like Megadeth, but I don't know what Into the Lungs of Hell. What album that's
So
from.
far, so good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
there you
wow.
go. That's Scribbles.
All right.
Scribble
All right,
and
mine's-
Megadeth, I tell you what.
I love that album.
Oh yeah, it's a good album.
Yeah, mine is probably my number 11 is probably the most hated opener for an Iron Maiden album, especially the first few Iron Maiden albums.
Oh, if
A
you
lot of
fucking
people-
say that song, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. But go ahead.
I don't care. I fucking love Invaders off the Number of the Beast.
Oh, thank
man.
you. It is the one I picked.
A lot of people hate that song, that and Gangland.
I
but
don't
fucking-
hate it. I don't hate that song.
Really?
I like
I don't hate that
man.
song either.
I know a lot of people
love
that just
Invaders.
cannot stand that song. But
I
I
love
love it. I
Invaders.
mean,
Full album, from beginning to end.
okay. Maybe I'm
Masterpiece.
mistaken there. But I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't call that like "Dirty White Boy" a big popular song by Iron Maiden. So,
Fuck you.
but I mean, yeah, what a fucking great album that is. I mean, we talked about that album, The Death, so I won't get too much to it. But I think that's a very underrated Maiden opener, in my opinion. So that's going to be my number 11. So let's go with your number 10, Al.
My number 10, I'm gonna go with From the House of Blue Light, Bad Attitude by Deep Purple. Now I know that was released as a single. I know there was a video for that, but it gets lost in the talk of like Deep Purple. I think that's like one of their best songs, dude. I love that song. Probably the best song on that album. My favorite. Because that album was a step down from Perfect Strangers. It wasn't of the quality, but that opening song fucking rules and rips, dude. I love the groove of that song. I love the lyrics. I love Ian Gillan singing on there. I think it's an underrated song by them that they never revisit it or anything like that live. So, that's my pick, man. Bad Attitude by Deep Purple.
I just gotta say one thing. Sorry, Scribble. His number 11 was Skin Oh My Teeth. His number 1 was Lungs in Hell. So I'm sorry, I went the wrong way because
Wow, 2 Megadeth picks. Cool.
yeah, so there you go.
Especially since Skin of My Teeth's another one that I hear on the radio a lot.
Well, he picked that one. There you go.
Get my teeth.
All right, Joe, go ahead, man.
Oh, right. So my number 10 is a band that I have talked about a lot on this channel, a band that I absolutely love. But this is an album that I'm actually not a huge fan of. It's okay. It's a big transition album for this band. But I think the opening track is really, really great. And that is Down and Out by Genesis off the And Then There Were Three album.
Love that album.
I think it's a really kind of poor follow-up to the 2 Filth-fronted albums that had come before it.
Bad.
I think there's some really good songs on it. I love, like I said, Down and Out's a great track. I love Follow You, Follow Me. I know a lot of people kind of rag on that song, but I love that song.
I love that song, man.
There's a couple other good songs on here, but in general, this is not a great album.
You got it on vinyl. There you go.
Yeah. I love Genesis, so. But Down and Out's a great opener, really kind of heavy. Probably one of the heaviest songs on the album, and really not reflective of the rest of the album, honestly. So yeah, Genesis is a band that almost every one of their album openers people talk about. I mean, you got
Oh yeah.
Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Watcher of the Skies, Behind the Lines, Musical Box, Dance on a Volcano, even into the 80s stuff, Abacab, and those kind of songs. So this is really one that people don't talk about, mainly because I think overall it's one of the lesser rated Genesis albums in general. But
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
I think Down and Out's by far the best song on the album. And I think it is a really good opener to a really poor album. So that's my number 10 is Down and Out by Genesis. I think those songs
live were better.
Some of them were just like still no. Some of them still weren't good even live.
Yeah, that's one of my least favorite Genesis albums.
Well, I agree. I agree with you on that one. That is one of my least favorites. Oh no, Calling All Stations is one of my least favorites.
I don't count that.
Yeah. So.
All right, Andy, go ahead, man.
Yeah, my next one here. This might have been a hit. I'm not too sure. I don't remember it. But last night on Black Spinner Circle, I was telling myself I really need to talk more about this band because I love them, and then I shy away from them. And I am talking about the Rolling Stones' "Dirty Work" with "One Shot to the Body."
Well, that is the best song off the album.
Yeah, that's a great opener.
I think that's a great opener, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very deceiving. You're like, dude, this is gonna be awesome. And you're like,
yeah, and then
kind of like the Genesis album I just talked about.
Yeah. And you could tell by the pastels that this wasn't gonna be very good. But man, that opener was a great opener. But I do think that was the single that was released from here, and that god awful Harlem Shuffle. Oh my god!
There was a video for One Hit to the Body.
Yeah, do the Harlem Shuffle. It was a cover too. They did it bad. Yeah,
yeah. One Hit to the Body. I like that song a lot.
Right on. We got the karaoke in.
Miami Vice was big at that time.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mark.
All right. If this isn't fucking different, Charles. I mean, Joesph.
You did not.
I said Charles. I don't know why he's on my brain for a second. I haven't thought about that guy in months. But the Doors from LA Woman, Changeling.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
that's a great fucking opener. I'm the changeling. See me change.
Yeah.
L to Z. That drum sound at Dinsmore.
Yeah, that was my number 11 album for a nighttime albums was LA Woman last night. And because of that opener. Oh, dude, that opener.
Changeling, see me change. Fucking love that fucking song, man.
It's a shame that it was a shame it was their last one, but they were moving into a new decade. And
sorry, Charles, I will get sorry, Joseph, I'll give myself 10,000 lashes. I did that Charles thing on purpose right there. But I'll give myself bad mark. All right. Go Scribble, right?
Yep.
So I'll get his list right now.
Remember, it's number 10.
His number 10. 2. Yeah. Well, I did his number 1 before his number 11. So he did his list like 11 to 1. I Scribble next time to 1 to 11. It's easier for me to go bottom to up. So you picked Everclear. Electra made me blind. I know Everclear. I probably know the song, but I don't really know what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that he was gonna have something by Everclear.
Everclear rules. They're really good. Jerry, you don't know what album that's on?
I think that's what was their second
album? Is that
album?
So Much for the Afterglow?
No, I don't think it's that. It's one before that with
not.
Father of Mine on it,
on
and I can't think of the name of it right now. I'm an Everclear fan, but I'm a Greatest Hits Everclear fan. But I have heard of that song, so I couldn't tell you. So
that was
my turn.
Yeah, that was his number 10.
You won already, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My next one is going to be from. I've been actually revisiting early Sabbath albums the last couple of weeks, and enjoying listening. I've listened to them in a long time, but Volume 4 is, man, Wheels of Confusion, man.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
What a fucking great tune that is. I mean, it's like 8 minutes of fucking symphony, in my opinion, dude. It rules, man. It might be. Oh, this is gonna be one of the best opener on any of their albums. Yeah, it might be.
It's up there.
Definitely think I love that album too, man. Super not all
It's
kinds of
definitely a
fucking-
lesser talked about opener. That
Yeah.
one,
Oh,
Yeah, when you think a lot of the other words, I mean,
War
you go through the
Pigs
rest of the
and Black
albums.
Sabbath and
Sweet Leaf.
yeah,
Cornucopia, Under the Sun. It's just that whole album's just fucking awesome. But I think that's a fucking an awesome opener for a great album. So that's my number 10.
love that song.
Yeah. All right, number 9 now.
Number 9, I'm gonna go to Fables of the Reconstruction by REM, Feeling Gravity's Pull. That's such a haunting riff, man, that Peter Buck plays in that, man. I don't know, dude. It's not it's not a hit for them. It's not, but I guess for the REM faithful and hardcore, that's like a very kind of love song, but I think it's underrated as hell because you don't ever hardly hear about it at all,
No,
and usually their opening tracks are kind of well-known songs, but that doesn't seem to be one, unless you're a real super hardcore REM fan. I just think that's a great song, though. Great haunting opening. I love that riff that Peter plays,
love Peter
not early
Buck, man.
REM. I've really gotten into them so much more and more, like, as the years go by,
Dude,
And,
they were so different compared to everybody else.
They were, man.
They were way different, dude.
Only college radio was playing them, and like it just, you heard, like, I remember being in like junior high, man. And really, there was like some couple dudes that were really like into like underground music, dude. And I remember like seeing REM scribbled on their notebooks or whatever, and I was always kind of like, who's REM, like, and they're like, it's just some band, from Georgia, and they get played on like college radio and shit, and I didn't even know what the hell college radio was at the time, really. Just, but they were modern rock of the time, man. They were really kind of ushering in like an alternative revolution,
Well, it's
They
like
really were ahead of their time with that stuff,
I
man.
got into the band because I saw them on MTV with Driver 8.
Yeah, great song too.
Take a break.
Yeah, like those early
Driver 8,
videos, man. Like they were pretty,
take a break. Can't breathe.
pretty abstract.
They lost me after Green, but Out of Time has some decent songs on it. What's that one song? It's kind of an
Automatic for the
instrument.
People was one of my nighttime listening albums.
Dude, I fucking love you put a lot of albums on there. I was going, fuck it out. Fuck
What
yeah.
song were you thinking about, Jerry?
You guys familiar with Out of Time? That album, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Losing
That's
My
a radio
Religion.
song. That's
Shining
not
on
a-
the People.
Hold on. What's that song? It's kind of like an instrumental.
Radio
just him-
song.
Radio
No, it's just
song?
like it's like an instrumental, just him talking.
Everybody Hurts.
No.
No, that's on the next album.
Automatic for the People. He said
Are you
automatic.
talking about the opening song? Are you talking about the opening song?
You mean
No.
Snap, Crack, Shack-a-lack?
Oh, fuck. I love it. Belong. That's it. It's called Belong. Off of Out of Time.
Okay.
It's a great
It's
song.
kind of like him. It's kind of an instrumental, just him talking and some stuff. But I really do love that song. But I think Green is their best album, in my opinion.
Dude, their last 3 albums, they went out on top because they said they weren't happy with those pop shit they were doing. So they went out like the old stuff. Like fucking great
See,
shit.
I like some stuff they did in like the mid-90s. Like when I was doing my deep dive on them, I love Monster and I love New
Monster's
Adventures of
awesome.
Hi-Fi.
Yeah.
Because they kind of lost me a little bit with Out of Time, and Automatic for the People's pretty good, but I think they took a step back up with Monster and New Adventures.
Yeah, New Adventures. Their last 3 albums, they went out. They said, we don't like that
Accelerate
shit.
was good. And
Accelerate was awesome.
Yeah, it was. And it was really something that when they released a compilation about that time, it was like deep track IRS recordings.
Yeah,
It wasn't
the eponymous album.
greatest hits. It was for the fans.
That version of Toys in the Attic rules.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It is called Belong. That's the song on that album I really like.
I just finally picked that up on CD a couple of days ago, so I finally completed my collection from the first album through New Adventures on CD.
Awesome. You need to get Accelerate, dude. It's great.
I'm planning on picking up those last couple.
Yeah, so Fables and Reconstruction, Feeling Gravity's Pull, and I think Fables is getting a deluxe treatment. I think that's coming out. Like,
don't tell me that I'm broke.
Yeah, next year's the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, so that's my pick. Number 9,
and that would be good for that album because that album's kind of forgotten about because
I love Fables.
Murmur, Document, huge albums, and it's kind of like Fables was kind of lost there in the shuffle, but it's fantastic.
I love Fables.
But
I
for
got
a
that
lot
on
of
vinyl.
a lot of REM fans, like that's an album that people point to.
I love
Yeah.
Fables. Documented Fables and Murmur. It's hard. The IRS years are just so fucking good.
I think that's a
It's just hard to
perfect
pick an album,
discography, man.
It is from IRS to fucking
IRS years, yeah.
document. Green was awesome though.
I love Green too, though.
I love Stan. Fuck you guys. I love Stan.
Orange Crush is great.
Orange Crush, awesome.
Yeah, and that album was just it was kooky, it was weird, it was alternative, it was different from everything else that was coming out at that time. It was coming out by REM.
It's refreshing.
Being the leaders of underground radio, when they're just about to break out in the mainstream, they were still with them being them. It's fantastic, man. It's fantastic. I could do a deep dive like Joe did.
All right, Joe, number 9, man.
All right, so this is a band that gets talked about a little bit on this channel, a lot actually, and whenever it gets talked about, people always have a specific era that they prefer of this band, one era or the other, but there's one album in the middle of those two eras that I think never gets talked about, and I think it's such an underrated album, and that is Drama by Yes, and the song Machine Messiah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't think of that one.
Is an absolutely amazing, amazing opening track. It's an amazing album too. Trevor Horn, Jeff Downs from the Buggles came in to this kind of weird middle ground of Yes after John Anderson and Rick Wakeman had left, and made a phenomenal album that was kind of a
Horn
mix.
Is amazing.
Yeah, he not only made this album, but then kind of kept producing Yes afterwards into the Trevor Rabin era.
And he was the first guy with the bungles on that video, Kill the Radio Star.
But that guitar on Drama is heavy.
It is
one of the heaviest playing that they've ever done. Yeah. Fantastic album. In fact, Mark and I were just talking about that last week about Drama.
Yeah, Drama is a great album.
Yeah, this is. I think a lot of, especially like people point to a lot of the early 70s, Yes, the kind of classic stuff, so Fragile, Close to the Edge, Relayer, that kind of stuff, and then they'll kind of come back, with the Yes album, and then people kind of come back and they'll bring up 90125 and bring up some of that stuff that was going on. Yeah, people kind of skip over this a lot.
I start from the Yes album to Drama to 90125, but 90125 is my favorite Yes album. So,
but that Drama album is so great, good, man.
It's fucking.
I think a lot of people just kind of forget about it because John Anderson wasn't on it, I guess. So
yeah, well, they can forget about the new Yes because he's not on it, but that Yes was fucking great. Yes.
Yeah, dude, that guitar.
That's like that transition. That's kind of like that transition. Like a lot of those old progressive bands from the early into the mid 70s, when punk came in and new wave, a lot of those bands started kind of. It's the same thing with when the glam metal bands of the 80s, when the grunge, it's like they started rethinking their approach of writing and stuff. I think a lot of those old progressive bands kind of like they got kicked in the ass a little bit by punk and new wave, and they started like kind of refining their songs, maybe making them a little shorter, more concise, a little more energy to them again, and I think that Drama album is kind of a reaction to that whole scene, man, because I mean Steve Howe plays like a motherfucker on there.
He does,
man. Fuck. I think
he's
that's
not my favorite Yes guitarist, but he fucking kicks ass.
And it's funny because dude. Machine Messiah is still 10 minutes long.
Yeah,
it's still a long song.
True. Yeah, I mean, but like it's not 20 minutes long.
It's not Awaken or it's not Gates of Delirium.
I mean, Rush pared down their songs from 20 minutes to 10 minutes as well, and they were like evolving with the time. So Yes was doing the same thing, man. Genesis was doing the same thing. A lot of those prog bands were. King Crimson, all that.
What I would say is this album is to Yes what Permanent Waves was to Rush.
Yeah, exactly, man.
It was the step between Hemispheres and Moving Pictures, whereas this was the step between going we don't talk about Tormato, but from that era of Yes to 90125.
Yeah. It was a stepping stone. It was that bridge that, you know. Good pick though. Great one.
Yeah.
And I saw them play that live, man.
Wow.
You know,
I want to pick up that live album, the topographic drama album.
I mean, God, that was
out.
probably. I mean, shit, man, that was well over 10 years ago. Probably.
Oh, right around 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
All
cool.
right, Andy.
Yeah, my number 9. We talk about this band all the time. Sometimes there's hate, there's love, it's whatever. But man, this is one of my favorite albums by them because I had got it as a Christmas gift when I was about 12. This is still the same record that I had when I got my first 5 records, and this was included. And I'm going, huh?
I said lucky because all my shit got stolen in 1999. So,
but I remember listening to this early track, and I'm talking about Off of Theater of Pain by Motley Crue, City Boy Blues.
That's a good one.
I love that song,
good opener.
Yeah.
But also, man, you know, people talk shit about this album, but dude, these songs, City Boy Blues, Home Sweet Home, Keep Your Eye on the Money, Louder Than Hell, Save Our Souls. That's a badass song.
Save Our Souls.
Use it or lose it.
Keep Your Eye on the Money is one of my favorites on
That's
there.
a great album. I don't. People talk shit. I love Smoking.
Well, you know, I mean,
I hate that song.
I love that song.
If it's after Shout, I mean,
Joesph, because I saw the world premiere video of that on MTV and it was fucking cool as fuck. It had the guy from Weird Science in the fucking video, and it fucking, as a kid, yeah, this might be emotional because I'm a kid and saw that video with the guy from Weird Science. I said, this fucking rules. That's just me on that. So
it's a good album and it's a good opener. So I'm going with City Boy Blues as my number 9.
got the City Boy Blues.
All right, Mark and Scribble.
Oh, wait, Mark. So I have something else here that'll be in my honorable mentions. Something I figured out today. I love the Beastie Boys. I love Ill Communication, but if you look at all their albums, nobody talks about Sure Shot. They never go, you can't, won't stop, you can't, won't. MCA come and rock the Sure Shot. You know, this is a fucking great fucking jam to open Ill Communication. Fucking great album. Not a bad song on that fucking LP. I love the Beastie Boys. I love Sure Shot and fucking loved it from day one. It's like I got that album for Sabotage, but I fucking keep going back to Sure Shot.
Oh yeah,
love that fucking song.
Like I was Rod Carew.
Yeah, love that. Love that shit, man.
Right.
I love their sports references, man. It fucking awesome.
Yeah. Because who the hell's rhyming Rod Carew with anything?
I know, man.
What about Rod Carew?
Sure Shot, you know, MCA come and rock the Sure Shot in the middle.
Yeah,
fucking love that fucking song. And then we get to go ahead. Then I give
was a video for that.
Huh? There wasn't a video for that. I don't think there was a video for that one. No.
I thought there was. Oh no. I'm just asking.
For what? Video for what?
Sure Shot.
It was.
There was?
There was, right? I thought so.
Huh? I only saw Sabotage and the other ones.
No, there was a video for that.
Well,
it was a single too.
Scribble goes number 9. I don't know this guy, but I know Al and Andy will know this guy. Rakim, the 18th letter.
It's Rakim.
Rakim. I don't know. I'm not a fan, so
that's all right.
Thank you, Joesph. Thank you, Joesph.
So we'll talk about it because what do you think about Squirrel's pick, man?
What did he pick again? Which song?
The 18th letter.
Great song, man. I mean, it's a great. I'm not so steeped in. I mean, I do like arguing Rakim. I think Rakim's one of the best MCs of all time. And I know Scribble's always, me and him go back and forth on Facebook all the time about that. We agree with each other. So, yeah, that's a great pick, man. I know a lot of people aren't going to really know because it's not deep into hip hop. So,
yeah, that was mid '80s New York City hip hop.
Yeah, that's the good shit, man.
Yeah, that's smooth. Yeah.
Now I don't like as far as like being underrated. I don't know, like. I don't know, because I'm not so deep into that in that scene where like I don't know what's underrated and what's, you know, kind of, you know, like that. But I mean, it's a great song. So,
but I couldn't tell you what album it was on.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But
All right.
so Jerry.
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 Oh shit! Sorry, guys. I had to bring my work home with me tonight, so I got to do a couple things here.
Number 9. Number 9.
Number 9
stop
is-
talking about that horrible Beatles song. But go ahead.
Not that these albums were ever huge before Steve Perry joined the band, but I actually fucking think they're the 3 best albums Journey's done, in my opinion. This is from the Look Into the Future album on a Saturday night.
Good one.
Nice.
Love that fucking song. I love Greg Rawley's voice, man. I mean, I think he's very underrated he's an underrated musician, period, in my opinion.
Oh, but he's a great.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's
God,
saying Black Magic Woman, but everybody thinks that's just Carlos. They don't even give him credit for that fucking vocals on those first albums.
I mean, I do love when him and Steve sang their songs together. I thought that was cool.
But don't you think that's a crime? He doesn't get noticed for all his classic Santana songs are all him singing.
Yeah. It's him singing, yeah.
That's fucked up.
It's because people see the word Santana and just assume Santana.
It's Greg Raleigh, bitches. So if you're watching this, Greg Raleigh rules. There you go.
Yeah, I absolutely love those first 3 albums, man. They're I listen to them quite often, actually, and don't get enough respect as they deserve, in my opinion. Oh yeah, great fucking performance that was there. Great fucking.
Thanks
show.
to Joesph, he got us to get it. So there you go.
Yeah, I would love to see that again, but I think Neil and Greg are on bad terms right now. So
that band is always on bad terms.
It's because of that DVD.
Yeah. All right, let's go with number 8, Al.
Number 8, I'm going to my favorite AC/DC album, Power Ridge, Rock and Roll Damnation.
Oh,
I think that's one of the most killer openers. That's not a hit. I think it's underrated as hell. What can I say, dude? It's like one of the best. That riff, I mean, if that doesn't get your head bopping, man, I don't know what the hell will. You know, Bon Scott's lyrics are just so great on that, like he always is. And I don't know, it just drips with attitude and groove and just the way AC/DC always was with him, man. So Rock and Roll Damnation from Power Ridge by AC/DC, my favorite, man. So
Hey,
that's a great pick, Al. That is my favorite AC/DC album also. That's a fucking great pick.
You say that we play too loud, well, baby, that's tough.
Yeah, I know, dude. Love that. Dude, his lyrics are so awesome, man.
Well, what did Ralph call him? Shithouse poet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I give credit where credit is due. I don't take credit for anybody.
That was a song that was originally on the first draft of my list, but got bumped off for some other bands. So I'm glad it got brought up as well.
Yeah, that's a great. I didn't think of that. Fucking, I suck. That's my favorite AC/DC album.
All right, Joe,
I kind of took the Andy approach. I just thought of bands that I love, went through their discographies, and like, that song doesn't get really talked about or that. So, I'm sure certain bands going to come up on my list.
I hope we don't pick the same Rush song.
Probably, because I have one on my list too.
All right.
We'll see.
All right, Andy.
Andy already went.
No.
Oh,
Andy
yeah,
went?
it's mine. No, I went. Andy didn't go yet. I didn't go yet. It's my turn. It's my turn.
Okay.
So this the opening lyrics to this song are some of the craziest opening lyrics to any song I've ever heard in my life. The first time I heard this album, it just was like, whoa, this is weird. And those lyrics are, I'd like to see you in black. It made me think that your husband's dead. See You in Black by Blue Oyster Cult off the Heaven Forbid album. What a wacky way to open an album. A song about basically saying, I want to fuck you, but I can't because you're married. So I want to pretend like your husband died. That's Blue Oyster Cult for you. Definitely a underrated album opener for me. See You in Black off the Heaven Forbid album. They have a lot of really great album openers over the years. Transmaniacon, Godzilla, this title track to Fire of Unknown Origin, Black Blade, Take Me Away. But this is one of their later albums that I think it's a really, really great, heavy, fast opening track. And then the lyrics are just kind of nuts. So wanted to throw a Blue Oyster Cult album in there. I chose See You in Black off Heaven Forbid.
Now it's Andy's turn.
Yes.
All right. My pick. You know that I was going to have Neil Young on here.
Yeah.
So,
Duh.
I went with Neil Young and Crazy Horse from the 2011 album, Psychedelic Pill. The name of the song is Going Back. Do not start the song if you don't have 30 minutes to spare, because it's a 30-minute opener on this album.
And that beats Rush 2112.
Drifting Back. And it's pure Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Just feedback and riff after riff, and then a guitar solo from here, and then some spit out lyrics that are just, okay lyrics. But dude, this song goes on and on. And next thing you know, every time I hear this album, I'm like, damn, how? And it's already like 20 minutes deep. That's how good I love this song. So Neil Young, if y'all got the time, it's a really good album too. Psychedelic Pill.
I think I have his whole discography. I downloaded it for you guys to get in that metalstation.com.
And then I will request that song.
My new rules is like, you get in, you request a song. I don't care if there's a block. I will play it immediately so you guys can go to bed. There you go. And Matthew Warner is okay with that. I put songs in his block last night. People requested.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. All right, Mark and Scribble, number 8.
Mark and Scribble. Well, I'm gonna pick this. This is a controversial band. I love this album. From the Somewhere in Time album, the title track, Caught Somewhere in Time by Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
I fucking love this song. I never hear anybody talk about that song instead of like bitching about the album. I fucking love Caught Somewhere in Time. Fucking love that fucking song.
But that was on my list for the show that we did about time.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So then Scribble, he goes to Eminem Kill You. I don't know that song either. I only like the first 2 Eminem albums. So I don't know what Kill You is. Anybody know what Kill You is?
Nah, I just liked his first 2 albums.
I like his new song though. His new song's pretty cool.
Somebody at work said it's great, and then somebody at work also said it wasn't great. So
I thought it was better than what he's been releasing. Scribble don't like it though, so he's the hip hop guy. So listen to him, not to me. But Jerry.
All right. This is probably a little controversial. I don't think it's controversial as Mark's pick, but Twice as Hard by the Black Crowes off Shake Your Money Maker.
Good one, dude.
I know they made a video for it, but that's a song that you hear it occasionally on the radio, but you'll hear Twice as Hard. She talks to angels and Jealous Again way before you hear Twice as Hard. It's my favorite Black Crowes song.
Hard to handle too. You'll hear that more than that.
What a fuck! It's a great way to introduce that band, that tune. It's still a fucking one of the best
debut
release. Thank you. I got work on my mind. I'm sorry, guys. And
it really is.
It's just a great fucking tune, man. I love slide guitar. I love fucking the Robinsons. I love Chris's voice. Rich is a great rhythm guitarist. Awesome. So that's my
best album of the year right now is Happiness Bastards to me. That's a
good album too. I love the fucking Black Crowes.
Yeah,
a lot of people love them and a lot of people hate them. So, but I happen to love them. So
I want to get tickets because Aerosmith is playing with the Black Crowes December 6th at the Forum, rescheduled. I want to go see that. I haven't seen Aerosmith at the Pump Tour. I've seen Black Crowes in the last 5 years twice, but fuck, they're opening. They rule live. Great pick, Jerry.
All right, number 7, Al.
I'm going to the Love Drive album, Scorpions, Loving You Sunday Morning.
It's a good one.
I love that song. Doesn't get talked about a lot in the Pantheon. I mean, I could have picked a number of Uli John Roth era songs. That never gets talked about in the US here, but ultimately, like, I had Love Drive for the longest time when I was a kid, and I always loved that opening song, Loving You Sunday Morning. So that's my pick for number 7, 1979, Scorpions, Loving You Sunday Morning. I just love,
awesome.
I just love the song. It's catchy. It's got a great riff, and Klaus is awesome.
That's awesome. I'll get my Rush song. That's
a great fucking tune, man.
Yeah.
Who are we at now, Joe?
Yeah. So my number 7, a band that I always have to talk about because it's a band that I am very passionate about myself, and that is Nazareth. and they have a lot of really great album openers that people talk about, whether it's Hair of the Dog, Telegram, Expect No Mercy, Razamanaz. They have a lot of really a lot of their album openers with some of their more popular songs. But one that I don't hear anyone talk about because it's an album that no one even really owns that much is their album from 1981 called The Full Circle. And the song Dress to Kill is the opening track on this album. And I think it's a really, really great opening track. The album's okay. It's the album that their cover of Cocaine is on. A couple other hits they had on this album. But the opening track, Dress to Kill, is a really, really great track. And I love the version of this on the Snaz live album as well. But Dress to Kill by Nazareth off of the Full Circle album is my number 7 pick.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for getting me into them, dude, because I'm really enjoying listening to them.
Yeah, they're a band that I always love turning people on to. So,
Andy.
Yeah, from the 2009 album by a band that I just love. The past few years they've been going a little up and down, but they came out with a great album just a month ago. I'm talking about Pearl Jam off of the album Backspacer. I'm Gonna See My Friend.
Good one.
That's a really good opener. I'm gonna see my friend. It's a cool track. So Pearl Jam. Off Backspacer. Backspacer to me was a pretty good comeback album for them. A lot of their songs were a lot shorter on that album, and each track has a really good punch, especially after the Riot Act and Binaural albums where they were just dragging too much for me. So this was a big change for them, and it kind of woke me back up to them. And then they made me fall back asleep with the album after this one, but that's another story.
All right, Mark and Scribble.
Mark and Scribble. Well, I'm glad I got to pick my first Rush song before anybody else picked it. From the Snakes and Arrows album, Far Cry.
nice.
I love fucking Far Cry. Fucking great fucking song.
We did not pick the same song, Mark.
Thank God. I don't know about fucking Al, because sometimes me and him are on the same page.
I stuck to the classic era.
Oh, I went to the classic era. Everything fucking is like, I look at the title songs and I was like, oh no, I gotta keep it. No. Those are good.
Far Cry is a great pick. Far Cry is a great pick.
I
didn't pick that one, but that is a good pick, man.
Yeah, cool. We all have 3 different Rush songs. Right on.
Well, I don't know about
Al and I might have the same one.
Fuck.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
We'll see.
So Far Cry, I love that from the Snakes and Arrows album. And then we get to his number 7?
Yes.
Jerry, you might be pissed off at this one. He picked Metal Church. Ton of Bricks.
I'm not pissed off. He's got good taste.
Well, maybe you would have picked it later. I don't know.
Actually, I just did not pick any Metal Church songs for some reason. I did not.
What's wrong with you?
I know. Tell me about it.
So you picked Metal Church, Ton of Bricks.
Good tune. Oh, my turn.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Wake up, Jerry.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, my next pick is off the fucking Straight Shooter album by Bad Company, man. Good Love and Gone Bad. It's a modern hit. It's not a great, it wasn't a popular hit. It was played on the radio, a few tunes, but that's not the song you think of when you hear Bad Company. But I think it's a great opener off their best album, in my opinion, man. They were fucking, a lot of people call them Led Zeppelin Jr. What do you think about that? I hear that a lot, actually.
No.
I think the other way is because they're
he
both
doesn't
on
like
Swan
Paul
songs.
Rogers, so you can't ask Joseph about that one.
Probably because they're both on Swan
I
songs.
don't hear the same.
No,
At all.
they're not Led Zeppelin. No.
Oh, I hear a lot of people say because they're probably both on Swan Song.
That's
probably
definitely why I would think.
Yeah, because they've got the same manager, I think, right?
Yeah.
Peter Grant.
Well, they were on the Swan Song, so there you go.
Yeah.
But Peter Grant didn't give them a lot of attention. They talked about that.
Well, yeah. Well, of course
He's
not.
managing Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But I mean, they held their own back then. They had some great fucking shit. This album's on fire, dude. It's one of my favorite albums.
They were nothing close to Led Zeppelin. I'm not saying as good as, but their sound, everything, their whole
like their baby brother, not as good as them, but they're always like, I don't know. I've heard a lot growing up. I heard that a lot.
Yeah, I just wouldn't compare them because they're completely different bands to me.
All right. But anyway, that's my number. That was number 7. Number 6, Al.
All right, my number 6. I don't know. This might be a little controversial. I don't know. I think it's an underrated song by them. From Music from the Masses, Depeche Mode, Never Let Me Down Again. I think that's an awesome opening track.
I almost picked that, Al. Great
What's that?
track. I almost picked that.
Yeah.
Great song.
I think that's such a great opening song. To me, that's my favorite Depeche Mode album, actually, Music for the Masses.
Mine's Black Celebration.
That's a great one too. I mean, they had a great run of albums, man, starting with that one, really. But this is like, Depeche Mode's really kind of getting dark now, and I love like the lyrical and like musical direction they're going in, and Music for the Masses kind of it sets everything up for Violator. Violator is a great album as well. That's like when they really broke out. But this one, Never Let Me Down Again, man. I think it's such a great opener. I love the lyrics on that, and the drive in that song, the beat, everything. So that's my number. What were we at, 6?
Number 6.
Yeah.
That's a great pick, dude.
Oh,
I
great.
love that album. I
Yeah.
love Depeche Mode. I don't think they made a bad album yet.
I picked Ultra for my nighttime album.
Ultra's
so-
a good album too,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Great pick, Al. Great pick.
Thank you.
I almost picked that. That's a great song, man.
All right, Joe, number 6.
I gotta do my pick real quick, and I gotta run this dog outside to use the restroom, so I'll be right back after I do my pick. But Al said he could have easily picked an Uli John Roth era Scorpions album. Well, I did. So
Good.
Dark Lady off the
dude.
off the
It's a good
Entrance
one.
I'm
album.
so close to picking that one too.
Not
man.
only Uli on guitar, but Uli on vocals.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of Uli on this. Some really great stuff off this album, Dark Lady. A really great opening track. Klaus is screaming his ass off on this song. Some just really killer guitar work and a great way to open this album. One of my favorite Uli albums, Dark Lady off Entrance.
Yeah.
I will be right back.
I liked it when Uli would sing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hellcat and all the different stuff he would sing.
It's like he was singing for a whole different band.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I got to see him live once, man. He was killer, man.
Oh, really?
I got to
He just
see
seemed
him. It was him and Leslie West. They did a co.
wow.
Yeah, it was a fucking great show, man.
Awesome.
All right, Andy, number 6.
Yeah, my number 6. One of these days, I'm going to cut you into little pieces. One of these days, off of
I was
metal.
thinking about that song, but it seems to be a popular instrumental for them. That's why I kind of didn't shy away from it. But
Yeah, it's one of the
Yeah.
best ones. And I got shit for Dirty White Boy. Okay. Just saying.
Oh,
You'll hear Dirty White Boy on the radio before you hear that song, dude.
Oh,
Come
dude,
on,
One
man.
of These Days is on all their fucking live albums. Even the fucking
So on the radio, though?
I've never even heard this on the radio before.
I heard that on the radio all the time here.
I haven't. But
In
I
LA,
drive a
they
lot,
played
so-
it in LA.
Let
on
Andy
WOS,
talk about
KMT.
let Andy talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mark's is bitter.
This international #1 worldwide hit. No, this I picked it because I think it's a great instrumental.
Yeah,
Except for those little lyrics right there that said with a evil monster voice. If you're not really paying attention to what he's saying, you just think it's gargle, but it's fucking awesome. So One of These Days off of by Pink Floyd.
That's a good pick, Andy. I was just giving you shit.
Off of their highly popular metal album.
Because of we're doing a review on that on Freeform.
tell you what, man, I love that Floyd album, man.
Yeah, that's a good album.
Well, we're doing a 3-in-1 because
But a band I used to be in, we used to do Fearless off of that album.
Oh man, what a great tune that is.
Yeah,
That rhythm of Fearless. I don't want to talk too much about
Nice,
it.
easy song to play if you know the tuning. I mean, it really is a fun song to play. It's nice and easy, but
Yeah, but it's so beautiful though.
it is. David Gilmour, man, underrated fucking vocalist, dude. Seriously, man.
it's so like that. If you want to talk about kind of a nighttime, I don't know, kind of a
Right.
soothing song like that. I don't know. Fearless has like this kind of ethereal like quality to it. It's just like the singing and the way it's just kind of hypnotic almost, man. Like I don't know. It's fucking really. I love that song, man.
Yeah,
You should-
that and Fat Old Son, man. I love his vocals on both of those tunes, man.
Yeah.
It's like therapy, man.
Yeah.
It relaxes you. It's so cool. Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, Andy,
but
go ahead.
but that vibe that you're talking about the song "Fearless," that's what all of "Obscured by Clouds" feels like to me.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
the same throughout. It's got that same feel, and nobody talks about "Obscured by Clouds."
That's
You see,
that's an underrated. That you
Very
wanna talk about-
underrated.
if you're gonna call a Floyd album underrated, that's like that's one of them.
Who sang on that album?
What's that?
Huh?
Was it Sid?
No,
No.
that's no. Sid's only on the first one, really, if you think about it.
It's just weird. that
Obscured by
he's all
Clouds.
over.
Obscured by Clouds was kind of the that was after metal and before.
yeah, the dark side.
Dark
yeah, in
Side.
between
So it's
there,
kind
yeah.
of like a bridge between like metal and dark side, kind of.
I can't
would
talk
probably
about
like-
metal because we got a review coming up.
You would probably like that album, Obscured by Clouds, man. I think that's
It's a great
that-
album.
You want to talk about
Yeah.
underrated Pink Floyd album? That's nobody talk.
Yeah.
No, nobody
Probably
really
good.
talks about that.
Now that we're talking
People
about
forget
it.
about that one a lot.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
forget about that one.
Oh well,
So-
yeah, because it's right there. It's right there in the middle of monster albums: Atom Heart, Mother, then Metal, then Obscured by Clouds. Then you got Dark Side,
Yeah,
and then oh my
Wish
god,
you were here. Wish you were here.
Animals and Wall. It's very easy for an album like Obscured by Clouds to get forgotten about because it doesn't have that kind of statement to it. It's a
Yeah,
very
it
low
literally-
album.
it literally got obscured by Clouds.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's about right.
Pardon Al's pun. I'm just kidding.
And talk about hitting a title out of the park with that one.
I know, really,
That's a
man.
good one.
All right, Mark and Scribble.
Oh, I'm gonna go with one of my favorite bands, The Cars. Heartbeat City, Hello Again. It was
Yeah,
a video,
Good pick.
but no, fucking You Might Think and Drive like
Drive.
overshadow this fucking a lot of those like
Oh, yeah.
overshadow this fucking single. Fucking You Might Think. What's the other one?
Yeah, hello
Magic.
again, man. That's
Magic.
I'll agree with you on that, Mark. That's
Yeah.
even though it was a
I do
single,
too.
everything like
Yeah.
dude, that's an underrated track, man.
It was totally the MTV didn't really show that video that much. It was mostly Magic and You Might Think and
Well, they were showing
Drive.
three of them.
They only showed 3 and this video came out and it was gone pretty quick.
Yeah.
I love Hello Again. It's one of my favorite songs out that album. And It's Not Tonight is a great fucking song too. Benjamin Orr singing it. It's not tonight. You know, that
And that's
fucking
a-
song rules.
You know what? I don't own it, but I want to buy it and I want to hear it because I haven't heard that in years.
Heartbeats, the title track is
Great
fucking amazing
album.
too. Great album. It gets
Mutt
a lot
Lange-
of shit.
Mutt
I
Lange
don't know
produced
why.
it. Yeah, Mutt Lange produced it.
Mutt Lange produced it. It's a fucking
It just
great
shows what
album.
a fucking hit machine producer he
Big
was.
time.
man.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a year after Pyromania.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get to Scribbles. Let's see, he's number 6, right?
Mhm.
Overkill Coma. I like Overkill. I don't know this song.
That's off Horoscope, right?
Oh yeah, I just played
I
a
think so,
horoscope
yeah.
song off. I think
Yeah.
I played that song last night.
I was
on
gonna
Apple
say you
Music.
played that song because I was listening.
You were listening and you didn't get in the chat room. We had like
No, I was working, dude. Come on, man.
oh,
I told
didn't know you were
y'all.
working that late.
I told
I'm sorry.
y'all listen. I told y'all listen. I
Oh,
just can't get on the chat.
Did you like the
every
show? It
time.
was pretty metal, right?
No, he's played fucking Oingo Boingo, Dead Man's Party. He played.
You know, that was a request.
Okay, it wasn't exactly a metal
That was a
song.
request by
Still,
that
Mark,
was
you
a-
know you are allowed to filter your requests. It's your
No, that-
show.
But I like that song, so why wouldn't I play Dead Man's Party?
Well,
That was for-
there's like 2 songs in front of the 2 that was like not even close.
that
to
was
being
for
metal, but-
Sexy Michelle, and she also picked
Okay,
My
fair
Michelle
enough.
by Guns N' Roses. So.
You just said it was a metal show, and I'm like, when I got on, it wasn't a metal show. But
well, there was more metal on than.
but I know I'm just fucking with you. Dude. I know what your show.
I
is all
played
about, dude. I
fucking
get it.
like
Just fucking
songs
with you,
off.
man.
What was that album? Technical Ecstasy. Fucking, I played a song off that album. Kid something. I forgot what it was.
Backstreet Kids.
Backstreet Kid. Fucking great fucking song. I played a lot.
That's
of
that's
fucking,
the opening track off that album.
I love. Oh no, that I almost picked that song. That's a great fucking song, Backstreet Kid. But that was Scribbles, Overkill Coma, and I did play that last night too, Jerry. There you go.
You did. I listened to it. All right, my next one is from my favorite Fleetwood Mac album and my favorite song by Christine McVie. Kind of a weird opener song. It's really mellow and haunting. It's called Over and Over, of course, from the Tusk album. Beautiful fucking sound of her voice in that song. And the flow and tempo of it is just so fucking. We talked about Fearless being one of those tunes that just makes you float around like you're on a wave. This song does to me too. A great album. I think it's better than God damn, I'm losing my head. Rumors. Fuck. But I love Christine McVie. It's a shame we lost her. Again, what was I gonna say? I loved her last solo album, Songbird. If you haven't heard it yet, please do. It's such great stuff on it. But anyway, getting back to the title track, it's like my favorite Christine songs off this album, and that's it. And my favorite Stevie song, Sarah, is off this album. So pretty good fucking album. And I think it's a great, weird song for an opener. It really is, because it's really mellow, but I dig it. It's a fucking great tune, man. So that's my number 6. 5, Al.
Speaking of Black Sabbath, I'm actually going to go to the title track of Never Say Die. I think that's a great song, great opener. And, I don't hear that talked about much anymore. Like the last 2 Sabbath albums with Ozzy always kind of get kind of glossed over. I tend to go to those albums a lot now because of no burnout factor to them. Like you don't hear a lot. You rarely ever hear those songs on radio ever, if anything. Ever, yeah. And I think Never Say Die is an awesome song, man. I love that song, energetic, and I know Ozzy shits all over that album, but it would have been nice if they would have played that in their final tour or something from there.
I am when I was in Miami, Florida, like a couple of years ago, we were on vacation, Molly and I, and when I came back, we had to do a show about Black Sabbath. I forgot exactly what the show was, but I did a little deep dive while I was in Miami, and I always remember this because Never Say Die clicked.
Yeah.
When I was in Miami, I was driving a rental car. I think I was like on that road that hugs the shoreline. I forgot the name of the road, but
A1A.
Yeah, something like that.
That's Florida.
Yeah.
It was on the Miami coast anyway.
Yeah, A1A. Yeah.
That album, and it was so good because it was a short album. I think it's like 35 minutes, and every time we would drive somewhere, we would be playing that album, and it's a different album by them, and I really enjoy it.
I love the experimentation they did on there. I love Junior's Eyes, man. Like I love
that's a great song too.
Yeah, but that opening song, man. I mean, I love it, man. I think it's underrated in my opinion.
I think that's a great tune. Yeah.
Number 5.
All right, Joe.
All right. So when I was growing up, what more unique of a way to open an album than with your lead singer mimicking a boxing announcer?
Great White Hope.
That's a good one.
Great White Hope by Styx off the Pieces of 8 album.
I'm the Great White Hope.
JY knows how to open an album.
I thought of that song and I go, people, because I'm a Styx fan, we think that's a bigger song than it was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I consider this a definite deep cut.
I agree with you now, thinking about it.
But yeah, Great White Hope. I mean, what a great way to open an album. JY is always known for some good openers. I mean, Put Me On from this Crystal Ball album. This song, and I mean, there's so many great Miss America. It's just so many great JY tracks, and this is one of my favorite JY tracks. Just his vocals are great on it. And
he even sounds good doing slow songs like Snowblind. His voice fits everywhere. So
yeah. So what a great when I was growing up, I listened to this album. My family wore the cassette of this album to dust, and I always thought it was such a cool way to open an album with Dennis DeYoung doing the boxing announcing before they kick into the song with JY, and I think it's just a great way to open an album. Great White Hope off Pieces of 8 by Styx.
Nice.
That's a good pick, man.
That is an awesome tune, an awesome album. All right, Andy.
Yeah. When my wife and I went to New York City for our honeymoon, a band that we were getting into that just they came out with a debut album. We're playing New York City, and my wife and I tried to get tickets to see them at Madison Square Garden, but it was sold out. So we went to the David Letterman show, and we didn't know that they were the musical guests. So we got to hear 2 songs at the Ed Sullivan Theater, mind you, and at the David Letterman show.
Nice.
And after they played their 2 songs that they do on TV, they played about 3 more off the air. And the name of the album is Hot Fuzz, and the song is "Jenny Was a Friend of Mine" by the Killers.
I have that CD.
Album.
I like the first 3 Killers albums.
Huh?
I like the first 3.
Yeah, but this first one is it's a modern day classic, man.
I agree with you.
Every track from beginning to end, especially the one that's called "Andy, You're a Star."
Of course. Andy, you are a star.
Thank you. So, if y'all aren't too familiar with this, Killer's Hot Fuzz. And it's kind of reminiscent to our show last night because Kate picked Hosea as one of her picks, which I haven't heard us talk about Hosea at all. So it was pretty cool that she had picked it because we all know the one-hit song, and I went ahead and saved that album to check it out. But there's a lot of good music out there in the 2000s and 2010s.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
You're a star in my book, buddy.
Alter Bridge, man.
All right. Mark and Scribble.
Mark and Scribble. I'm going to go from the album Reckless from Bryan Adams. He started off with One Night Love Affair, and that was a single.
Great song, dude.
But that fucking song was fucking overshadowed by every other fucking single off that album.
Overshadowed.
I'll agree with you on that, bro.
That's one I'll agree with you on.
I've had a lot of these so far, so it was only one that you got. Dirty White Boys, the one you guys didn't agree with.
Yeah, because you still hear that on the radio all the time.
Yeah, whatever. But One Night Love Affair, I love that fucking song. And then,
that's a great tune.
Yeah.
We need to review that album.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
That was when we were always planning on reviewing it, and it just never happened.
Reckless?
Yeah.
Oh, Reckless is coming.
You had me studying that album like
a year and a half ago. My next pick will be Reckless. I will pick my next pick on Freeform as Reckless.
I love that album, man. That's a great album, man.
If you want to be on Beyond, man, we can have a full fucking slot on it.
I
want to do the 30th anniversary with all those bonus tracks because the bonus tracks are really fucking good.
Yeah, that's the one you had me study.
Yeah, the 30th anniversary. I like those fucking songs that are on there. So One Night Love Affair, Bryan Adams, Reckless, and then fucking even admits it's not really obscure opener, but he wants to say Kid Rock Botswaba. I know it's I know it's underrated. I know it's not underrated, but people hate him.
Man.
But people hate him politically, so he just can't. He just gets a raw deal now. So
no, he doesn't. Just as many people that hate him hold him up as like this great hero of music or something.
Well, let's not get too political. Scribble, you brought up politics, you fucking asshole.
I just think his music's garbage.
Well, I like Kid Rock, so there.
I like a couple of his albums, like the first 3, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The biggest hit of his career.
I saw opening for Aerosmith, and I have to admit the dude actually it was more of a co-headline tour. I wouldn't call it opening, but he put on a fucking good show. I can't say that he had the audience working and everything. So, his show was pretty awesome. I'm not a big fan of him, but does put on a good show.
Oh well, Scribble's gonna love this one because I saw Kid Rock in a package where the closer was Limp Bizkit. He's gonna love that.
Wow!
But I left in the middle of Limp Bizkit's first song.
Right on, Andy. I'm
Porta
so
Potty
embarrassed
Fest.
of liking half of that last album. God damn.
And DMX was one of them. Was there too? So
I like DMX.
Cool. Yeah. I saw DMX play Under the Freeway during the festival. It's pretty cool.
Where are we at, Jerry?
We're on me. I'm going to go in the direction of Joesph, but I'm going to pick a different album from Styx. I'm going to go with the opener from Cornerstone, Lights.
Oh, come on!
Awesome.
Everybody
that
knows
was not-
Lights.
That was not a huge
No.
fucking hit, dude.
It was
No.
Come on.
Dirty White Boy was way less than Lights.
No.
Bullshit, it wasn't.
They sing that song at every fucking concert.
No,
Mark,
they do
I've seen-
not.
I've
You're
seen-
thinking of
Light
light.
Up, everybody.
You're thinking of
Light
Light
Up.
Up. That's Light Up, dude.
Okay.
Get the right fucking
All right,
song,
my
dude.
bad.
It was a hit. It was a hit.
Lights, precious.
I don't
Yes,
even like
thank
Corner, and I know that's word for word.
Thank you.
I just wanted to
another-
fuck with you. There you go.
That was the album that pretty much sealed or kind of broke Styx in a way, because I think they actually fired Dennis Young during that album before that tour. Nobody knew about it, but they hired him right back right away for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but
Because Babe became a hit.
they became a hit, and then Dennis wanted to do First Time, which is like a Barry Manilow tune, man. It's
Oh,
so
that song's
fucking mellow.
awful.
It's
Didn't we
bad.
all hate that song? Was that on Christmas?
And,
That song's
Tommy's
so
like,
bad.
and Tommy threatened to quit if they released that as a single. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff from that. What I think VH1 used to do behind the music.
Behind the
It's like
music, yeah.
one of the better behind the musics they ever had.
When the rest of the band was just trashing Kilgore was here for like a solid 10 minutes.
I
Yeah.
like most of that album.
Again, that's kind of a weird song for an opener because it's not really a hard rocking tune. It's
Weird.
kind of mellow.
It's kind of middle of the road.
Yeah, it's a great tune, man. I love the album. It's almost a great album. I mean, you mentioned JY, he sings Eddie, which is a great tune off that album.
Borrowed Time's a great track.
Loving the Midnight, great fucking tune, man.
Boat on the River.
Why Me? Boat on the River, fucking A, that's a great tune. But
And Crash
yeah.
the Crown rules too.
that
Thank
album
you.
sucks ass. But yeah, that's my number 5, Lights by Styx House Cornerstone.
You love Crash the Crown, Jerry. Stop being a dick. I'm just joking with you. Where are we at, Jerry?
We're number 4 at Al.
Al.
All right, man. So from the George Martin produced 1980 album,
Oh, I know
All
where you're
Shook
going.
Up, Cheap Trick, Stop This Game. You know, because Robin Zander sucks, man.
Don't
Wink,
do it.
wink, wink, wink.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Al. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because Robin Zander's so bad.
Awful.
Terrible.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah. Listen to Stop This Game. Those vocals he does at the beginning, just awful.
Yeah.
Hey, fucking yeah, Oasis sucks. Okay, go ahead.
What? See, you just turned a wink and a nudge into a not a wink and a nudge anymore, Mark.
All I said was Oasis sucks. You know.
Dude, Robin's vocals on there are just fucking incredible, bro. Like the George Martin, the orchestration. I think it's like one of the most underrated tracks of their career. You know, I love that album. You know, it's not a perfect album, but there's one or two like kind of clunkers on there. But other than that, great album. I love that album. And George Martin producing, which was probably a dream come true for those guys because they're such Beatles fanatics, you know. And that's it, man. That's all I gotta say, man. Stop This Game. Incredible Robin Zander vocals. You hear me? What I'm saying? You hear me?
Robin
Yeah.
Zander, way better than Liam and Noel Gallagher. Way better. Just saying.
See, I didn't bring it up, man. I didn't bring it up.
Hey, I'm not bringing anybody.
All I got to say is I fucking love Oasis too. That's all I got. To say.
Dude, I like Oasis, man. I'm not shitting on them at all, but I'm just saying.
I know.
I like-
I agree with
I
you
like
on
Cheap
that, Al.
Trick more.
Yeah,
So-
I do too. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that last post saying that they're better than Sabbath. That was a little odd.
Well, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I said Oasis is greater than Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
Sometimes you just gotta nod your head and scroll on, man. You know.
Yep.
Who?
All right, Andy, your pick, man.
Yeah, my
Keep
pick.
skipping me.
No, Joe's pick. Joe
Skipping
pick. I'm
me.
Joe. Damn,
It wasn't me.
It's my show, gosh darn it.
I'm not even drinking. Fuck.
What's wrong with
All
you,
right.
Jerry?
Moment of truth. Did Al and I pick the same Rush album?
Fucking son of a bitch. I did. I picked that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, of all the classic albums, this is the one that is not like a big song. And it should be. I mean, A Farewell to Kings, the title track to this album, is just absolutely classic. I mean, imagine a side of an album that's only 2 songs, and those 2 songs are A Farewell to Kings and Xanadu. I mean, how perfect of a side of vinyl can you
I
get?
know, man. I know.
So
And that
I'm
was
sure-
that album is the album I picked for nighttime albums.
Yes.
Yesterday. I feel like that album is best listened to at night. I don't know.
The
It just has a vibe.
production has a really great
All
night
those
vibe
albums
to it.
that you posted, Al, I like. I didn't know the hip hop ones, but the regular rock albums, I was like, damn.
The only hip hop one I picked was the Tribe Called Quest Low End Theory.
Everything else is just amazing that you picked.
And the reason why I picked that is because a Tribe Called Quest is very jazzy. They use a lot of jazz sample, and to me, jazz is the most nighttime. I mean, jazz is a nighttime genre, bro. Really, you're in a smoky little club at night, listen to like a jazz band. You know, that's the perfect setting. I don't think of jazz as like daytime music, really. You know, that's my opinion. You know, but I'm glad you like my list. I'm glad you like my list, though, man.
I did.
Both your guys' lists were great.
I would have picked "Dream of the Blue Turtles" too, by Sting. That was a good one.
Everybody's good last night.
So I will reserve further discussion of this track for
pull
Al.
that up when I come to it.
All right, Andy.
Yeah, my number 4. I should have had this ready. Oh no, perfect. I don't know if this was a hit song for them, but I know I was introduced to it on this one, and it's actually the title track and the lead-off track, "Draw the Line" by Aerosmith.
No, that wasn't a hit.
I wouldn't call it a major hit.
That's a good pick.
On the radio every now and that's a good pick, though.
You know, I that is my favorite Aerosmith song. I didn't pick it because I like it so much. I thought it was bigger than it was. So that's a great pick, Andy. Thank you for picking that, man.
This is a really good album, and it's another album.
Oh yeah, Kings and Queens. Great.
That's my favorite Aerosmith album. I've always said that. Yeah,
that song was one of my favorite riffs, man. I love
Draw the Line, dude.
Yeah,
Kings and Queens. God damn,
that's a good album, man.
All right, Mark,
great pick, brother.
All right, so then, I'm gonna get shit for this one. From the album Bounce, Bon Jovi, Undivided, about 9/11, about the country. I thought that was a fucking great fucking track.
That's the name of the song, Undivided?
Undivided, from Bounce. Okay. It's the opening track from Bounce. They're talking about what happened in 9/11.
Right.
Fucking great fucking track. I love John Bon Jovi. Yes, the new CD will be here tomorrow. I did buy that. I did not buy 2020 because I thought it was trash, but these 2 tracks I heard off the new album are really good. So
Dude, if you like it,
to you.
Listen,
more
enjoy
power
it,
to
man.
you.
I dug that. I enjoyed the documentary, man.
Yeah, really.
I thought it was very well made. I think a lot of the documentaries should be made that way. Make them long. Just make them a couple parts. Really get in depth in the band. You know, don't make a documentary an hour or an hour and a half. You're not going to cover. You know, especially for most bands that have long careers, you can't cram a whole career into.
Now, let me ask you guys a question because you've seen it. Is it mostly about John Bon Jovi, or do the band members?
They brought them all in, dude, except Alec because he's dead. You know.
Oh, duh.
Well, there's archival interviews of him talking and stuff.
Well, there is, but not any recent. Everybody else is recent.
But I think what Mark is saying was, were they talking more about John Bon Jovi or the actual history of the band?
They kind of slided it towards Richie was an asshole. But the thing is, John said in the whole thing, he's always welcome to come back. So I didn't see Richie, I heard, walked out after the 3rd episode. He invited him to his house. Really? I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing of he's always welcome to come back. That's just such a stock answer for, you know, Paul and Gene. Oh, well, if Peter and Ace want to come up and jam with us,
they can do that.
It's such a horse shit. You know, it's like, it's just to feed the fans, like, kind of get the hopes up for them to, like, you know, body out or like, come out to see him or whatever.
Any given night, who could show up?
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
When they know damn well, I mean, and you know, I mean, you think they're just gonna walk backstage? Hey, yeah, we're here. We're gonna come up and how the hell are you gonna do that? Because the show's so fucking choreographed anyway. You know, there's no room for improvisation. Like How did this get back to Kiss anyway? I don't know.
It always does. It always
The
does.
obligatory Kiss news again. There you go.
But the Bon Jovi one, yeah, I mean, like I dug it. Man. It's 4 parts, and it goes through their whole career, very in depth, you know. And being a New Jersey guy, like a lot of that early footage of them, like down the Jersey Shore and all. I mean, it brought back memories for me, and them talking about like the Jersey scene, like the
Yeah,
you know, all the
Springsteen
bands.
was there for them with that other Johnny. What was it? The other band?
Oh, that's
Can't
he
remember.
was I can't I can't remember his name.
He
now,
was
but
like they were like club bands, and they
Yeah.
came up and played with.
they
Bon
were
Jovi.
staples of the Jersey Shore,
Yeah.
like scene. So
Was John Cafferty pretty big there?
John Cafferty?
And the Beaver Brown Band.
Oh, that one song when
That's it.
that sounded like Springsteen.
So they weren't huge in
On the dark
Jersey
side?
Shore? Okay.
On the dark side.
But
oh,
just John Cafferty, a Jersey guy?
Yeah.
I never knew
Is
that.
Yeah, they're a Jersey band.
I don't think he is, man.
I didn't think
I thought he was.
No.
No, I don't think so.
I like both movies though.
Oh, I love Eddie and the Cruisers, man.
That's a weird movie, though. It is kind of weird.
It's great.
I
Fucking
remember being
that,
young.
that,
I remember being young and hearing that song on the dark side and really thinking it was Springsteen. It was really
Yeah,
was
they're from Rhode Island.
But
Yeah,
listen-
John Cafferty's from Rhode Island.
Rhode
Oh,
Island.
yes, my
Rhode
bad.
Island.
Okay, they sound like Bruce
Close.
Springsteen. Like, but the thing is, that song "Season in Hell" is metal as fuck.
Yeah.
Off the first.
I thought the second soundtrack, or second movie soundtrack, was better than the first one.
No, but
my
season nothing beats "Season in Hell"
No,
as a fucking
but
classic
as
song.
as a complete fucking album, I think the second movie soundtrack was
Hey,
better.
Wadzilla, we're
In my
talking about
opinion.
your favorite band, John
Whose
Cafferty.
pick are we on?
Eddie
for it.
Lives.
I think we're on mine next.
Did,
We got Scribble. Mark
Oh no,
Scribble.
Scribble. I got his.
Mark has Scribble to do,
Slayer, "Bitter Peace."
yeah.
I
I
don't
love
know.
this guy, man. He can lay out a rap song and then Slayer right afterwards. I love this guy.
What album is that from?
That's one of the later ones, isn't it?
Yeah, that's from the new metal album, isn't it?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, the one with
Not
the
a
face
song.
on the album.
Diabolus and Musica.
Dead Skin something?
What?
no, that's
Dead Mask Skin or
no,
something?
that's
that's-
on
that's
Seasons
on-
in the Abyss.
That's
Oh,
on
yeah.
Seasons in the Abyss. But Bitter Peace, isn't that on Diabolus?
I think that's on Diablos. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
Kerry King called it their turbo.
The entire second half of their career was their turbo.
Yeah,
All
pretty
right,
much
so-
after I do like Divine Intervention. I think
Yeah.
that was the last really, really, really good Slayer album. And then after that was just kind of diminishing returns, you know. After Jeff Hanneman he was still alive on those albums, but it seemed like he kind of took a back seat in the writing. I think Kerry
Yeah, when
kinda
it
took
became the
over.
Kerry King band.
Yeah. Although I don't think that Kerry King song is that bad, that new one. I don't know if you like it or not, but
I still haven't listened to it.
Residue. I think it's
Yeah, I
actually
still
pretty
haven't
good.
listened.
Mark Ozagueda from Death Angel.
Yeah.
He's killer
Yeah.
on it. So, got a really good singer. Anyway, who's next? Jerry, right?
Yeah, I'm next.
All right, good. brother.
Opening tune from Long Cold Winter, man. Bad Seamstress Blues.
Oh, yeah,
Great
dude.
track. Great
Dude, what a
track.
fucking great
That's a
tune
great
that is,
one.
man.
Yes.
They pretty much that was pretty much their standard opener once that album came out. I've seen like 3 times and they opened with that all the time. It was just so fucking cool how it started out with just them behind the curtain playing the beginning, and then the curtain comes when they start jamming.
Yeah.
Fucking just awesome fucking
Oh,
show.
awesome tune, man.
I'm not a
Awesome
huge fan
tune.
of that album, but I love that song.
A lot of people hate that because they want more bluesy or more than metal, but I think they do
I
the
dig that
bluesy
album,
stuff
man,
better.
actually.
I love it. That's my favorite album by them.
I know from going from Night Songs to that one's a jump,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I like both albums. I love Night Songs. I do love Long Cold Winter as well.
Yeah,
I like I like all 4 of their albums, man.
Yeah.
So
but yeah,
they just went
every
more.
time.
They went in a more bluesier direction on that one, and then with Heartbreak Station, kind of seems like they kind of even went more
It
kind
was
of like
twangy,
almost
twangy
like
kinda stuff.
almost like a Black Crowes almost kind of sound, you
Then
know.
Still
kind of-
Climbing comes out. That's
Well,
more
it's like
metal,
the
I
rock
think.
roots
Than,
kind of.
Yeah, rock like more rootsy, more rootsy.
Yeah.
And then with Still Climbing, I think they got back to more of a harder sound again. on
Great
that one.
album.
Yeah. Underrated. That's not a very underrated album.
Yeah, it's weird. We think it's Cinderella. They only had really 4 studio
There are
albums,
only
right?
4 albums. That's
Four.
it.
That's hard to believe, ain't it? It's like, wow, only 4, man. It's just like, wow.
And then Still Climbing came out in the midst of it was like
Yeah.
94.
Oh, that's a great album.
94, yeah.
I mean, that just got
Good
lost in the shuffle, man.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know.
But yeah, I think that's a badass tune, man. Love it. I love Cinderella. R.I.P. fucking Jeff LeBar, man. He was awesome in the band.
Yeah.
Great dude, man. That's my number 4. Let's go with number 3, Al.
I don't know. People might disagree with me on this one, but I think by Zeppelin standards, it's an underrated song. Achilles' Last Stand.
Oh,
I think that's just a killer, epic. I know it's revered by hardcore Zeppelin fans, but it's not really one you really hear on the radio or anything like that. You know, I mean, unless you listen to like a specialty show like Get the Lead Out or something, you know, which was a staple in New York City where when I was growing up. I mean, Carol Miller.
That's the problem. As a huge Zeppelin fan, that's one of my favorite songs, and it's
Yeah.
like I think everybody likes it, so
Yeah.
it's hard to.
It's kind of like I was thinking about picking In the Evening, but I didn't really gauge how popuper that one is.
I don't know because I love the song,
Yeah.
so I'm going by my feelings. Not
That's
by
what I was saying. Like it might be a bit of a, it might be a little. I mean, people might disagree with me, but
I think it counts because it's not Black Dog. It's not a whole lot of love.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not-
Well, they did use it in Shrek movie, didn't they?
I did pick a Zeppelin song. I'm sure you guys should probably
They
guess
go,
what it is.
Shrek. That's Immigrant Song.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you
Okay,
what,
they
man,
used the
when I-
immigrants on. My bad. Yeah,
when
you're
I
right.
saw-
Achilles.
And I'll tell you
Last
what,
Stand.
when I saw one of the few shows that Temple of the Dog did when they did that little tour at Madison Square Garden, and fucking they did Achilles' Last Stand, and Chris Cornell sang the fucking shit out of it, dude.
Damn.
Oh, dude, oh my God, dude, that would blow my mind.
It blew my mind, dude. When they went into that song, my mind was officially blown. I was like, I never thought I would hear like somebody like do that. And they did it, and fucking Chris Cornell just nailed it, bro.
He can sing the phone book. He's got a version of "Thank You" by Led Zeppelin out too.
Oh,
He sounds
yeah.
amazing on
And
that
I've heard
one
him
too.
live.
He
do
does
that
Billie
one.
Jean really good too.
Yeah, I heard him
Andy don't
live
like
do
that.
that.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Andy-
but Matt Cameron doing those drums for that track.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah, Matt Cameron was killing it, man.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a great drummer.
Great
It
drummer,
doesn't
man.
matter if I think that he really saved Pearl Jam's career.
Thank you.
Really did.
He's my
So
favorite
they
Pearl
needed
Jam.
that drummer.
Everybody says David Breezy. I say Matt Cameron. That's just my
Matt
opinion.
Cameron by far.
Matt Cameron.
He's
Yeah.
the driver. He's the driver of it all.
I just did a deep dive into that Temple of the Dog album. If you want to watch the video on Sunday, you would know what I thought about it.
All
But,
right, that's my
anyway.
number 3, Achilles' Last Stand.
All right, Joe.
All right. So my number 3 is an album that I think people have started to come around to more in recent years, but I think for a long time it kind of got lumped in with this band's later albums, which were kind of viewed differently from what many people consider their classic period. And that is the title track of the final album of Freddie Mercury's lifetime,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Innuendo
man.
by Queen.
That's a great song, dude.
I think people are finally coming around on this album a little bit more. I think it's by far the best thing they did after the 70s. An amazing album, and the title track is probably in my top 10 Queen songs of all time. Amazing opening track. Freddie, you would not, if you didn't know.
This guy had one foot in the grave doing this
Yeah.
album, man. It
Yeah,
sounded
exactly.
fucking amazing.
the show
you
must
didn't
go
realize-
on, dude. He was
Yeah.
dying.
Man.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that Freddie Mercury was dying of an incurable illness and you listen to this album, he is screaming his heart out in this album. And the song Innuendo has some of his best vocals ever.
Yeah.
And I think the different styles the song covers, the flamenco guitar.
Oh, I was just going to say, I love when Brian May goes into that flamenco section, dude.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
God, it's
Someone,
great.
it's another famous guitar player that's playing it with him. I can't remember who it is. Let me look here real quick. I know it's somebody else.
Flamenco guitarist?
Yeah. Oh, it's Steve Howe.
Oh, okay.
Steve Howe with him
Okay.
on that song.
Wow. I never knew that.
It's a duet. It's two flamenco guitars.
Oh, okay.
Because you can kind of hear they're kind of going back and forth a little bit on it. But it's Brian May and Steve Howe.
What track is that?
The title track,
Innuendo.
Thank you. I'm not too versed on Queen, but this is something. The way that y'all talk about the song, I want to check it out.
Hey Andy, check out that album, man.
The show must go on, dude. There's a stupid song.
I consider that a great swan song for like a band, man.
There's a couple duds on there, but it's fucking better than the duds. Delilah. Yeah.
Well, I like the Miracle too. I thought that was another.
I love the Miracle.
There's some good stuff on there. In my opinion, the only truly bad album that Queen ever made was Hot Space. There's a lot of really good songs on every other Queen album.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot. Because y'all know, I'm not a big fan of Queen 2 or Sheer Heart Attack, so I'll try
check out.
Great album.
You're Queen 2 and Sheer Heart Attack.
You like my favorite Queen album.
You like the first one, right? That's my favorite one. The first one, King Rat.
I do like the first one, but
Keep Yourself Alive.
Queen 2 and Sheer Heart Attack are my 1 and 2 and Queen.
Well, mine's 1, 2. Mine actually goes in order, except for Hot Space just goes to the end. And Made in Heaven. Those albums could fuck off.
I like Made in Heaven.
I'll give it another go, man. I will give it another go for Queen. But
I recommend the song Innuendo. There's some really heavy parts to it. There's some kind of lighter parts. There's some the riff is really cool. Freddie sounds great on it. And then the flamenco kind of guitar with Steve Howe. It's a cool song. It's a really cool song, and it's a great album opener.
Yeah, it's just that Freddie Mercury just doesn't touch me at all. I mean,
hey man, sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Another shot.
Yeah. I get it, man.
Another shot. I mean, I respect the hell out of them, and I wish I liked them. But those kind of bands that you just know are so good, you just can't get into it.
Honestly, if there is any Freddie Mercury album that I think would really hit you on an emotional level, it would be that one, because that was the album he was recording when he was literally dying.
AIDS,
And
he knew it was going to be his last words, his last performances to the world.
The song "The Show Must Go On." They told him to take a break. He says, "No, I got to finish this. I don't have much time."
Couple shots of vodka, propped him up.
He's recording "The Show Must Go On," dude. You could hear the pain and soul in that fucking song. It's like,
the worst thing about that is watching him in that video for "These Are the Days of Our Lives."
God,
I didn't even know that was him when I saw that.
He
video.
looks so bad in that,
man.
Yeah,
the most heartbreaking song to listen to from them is on the Made in Heaven album. I believe it was the song "Mother Love." That was the song he was recording when he died, and he never finished the song. So on the album, on the version of Made in Heaven,
Brian May finish it?
Brian May finishes the song. Yeah. So you hear the first 2 verses, and it's Freddie singing, and then the third verse rolls around. You're waiting for Freddie to come back in, but it's not Freddie, and it just kind of hits you like he literally died.
Brian has an okay voice himself.
I love Brian's voice. 39 is one of my favorite Queen songs.
Sail On, Sweet Sister.
Yeah. But it's just the most one of the most heartbreaking things, because you're hearing in real time, wow, this guy literally died while they were recording the song, and one of his best friends had to go in and basically say, I have to finish this song because he couldn't.
I'll give them another shot. I didn't like Kiss for a very long time until one day just clicked. So maybe
don't listen to a Kind of Magic.
I like the Kind of Magic. That's a great fucking album.
I'm just saying, Eric R.C. Jordan will tell you it sucks.
Yeah, don't listen to Hot Space. No, Kind of Magic is a lot of the
fucking Give Me the Prize, man.
Give Me the Prize.
Fucking rules.
Princes of the Universe.
Yeah.
Which one is Hammer to Fall on? Works?
The Works.
The Works.
Man, that's a great song, man. I love that song.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of great stuff on that one. It's a Hard Life is a great track. People always give I Want to Break Free and Radio Gaga shit. I love those songs.
I do too. I love Radio Gaga.
I could do without the video, but
the video was funny. They were in drag.
Funny. They were basically telling the British government to fuck off.
Yeah.
It's a very Queen thing.
I love how he kept the mustache too. That was funny. I just added a certain. He didn't shave it off or anything.
I remember when my mom had the 8-track for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so odd that when I was a kid, I would go through all my mom's 8-tracks, but I would skip that one. I just would.
Oh,
Just
the
when
game Dragon Attack, dude.
Speaking of
the
8
Eagle,
tracks, do you know anybody? Do you know anybody that collects 8 tracks?
Yes. What's that? Keith Ashcraft.
I got like 30 or 40 of them in a box.
You know, Keith will buy it for you. He's on the analog group. He's my
okay.
friend, dude. I'll set you up.
What do you got, man?
Well,
I got
you
some
might
Kiss
wanna-
ones, some Eagle ones, some Linda Ronstadt ones. A fucking Helen Reddy one. Don't ask me how I got that one. It was just in the collection. All
I had
kinds of
one
different stuff.
roar.
Andy
No,
bought a Rush Permanent Waves 8-track, and he sent it to me. It was cool, man.
You got an
That was
8-track
nice.
player?
I used to have one in my house
okay.
in New Jersey, but it was one of them consoles that had an 8-track radio and a turntable.
Right.
The turntable didn't work, and I didn't feel like it was worth to spend the money to fix the turntable. But there was a guy that came that bought it off me, so I got money for it, you know. But the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm good at fixing turntables. I'll buy it off you." I still got like $100 for it, you know, which was cool. But it was the 8-track player worked on it, so I was thinking about, you know, getting some nostalgic kind of piece for my house, just to, you know, as like a talking piece. Maybe get like one of those things again, you know. Because it was a conversation piece when people come over my basement, and it's such an archaic, like, you know, but people loved it, man. People were like, and you still have like 8-track. I would play like an 8-track and shit. It just like it made people smile, man. It was just like, wow, you know, it's kind of cool.
Man, I see those all the time at like antique shops, like for 20
Yeah,
or
oh
25
yeah,
bucks. And
Yeah.
they connect to your stereo because they got the AC hookups in the back
yeah,
that you
yeah.
can connect.
It's just
But
such it's just such a horrible format, though.
It is.
Oh yeah.
That's one fan that's not coming back anytime.
Cutting songs
Wow.
off in the cutting
Well,
I
you
know.
sides off in the
You
middle
know,
of the
Cheap
songs.
Trick did make a 8-track for what
Yeah,
was that?
for which album was it?
The one where they were sitting there with the metal detectors on the beach.
Yeah, the last one with Bunny Carlos.
Yeah.
Was it Special One?
No, it
No.
wasn't a special one.
Rockford.
No, the one after that.
Oh, dude.
The
But
one with the metal detectors. On
Metal
The late
detectors
was it
on
the
the beach.
latest?
the latest.
No.
That's it.
the latest.
They had an 8-track for it. It's worth a lot of money now, actually, if you have that. You know, because it was such. Rick Nielsen made a joke about it. He's like, "Yeah, we're the only band to have a #1 8-track on the
I'm
charts."
glad you said that.
Because they were-
That was on
they were
Eddie
the
Truck,
only
right?
ones.
That was on Eddie Truck, right?
#1 8-track.
But you know what's worth having on 8-track, actually, and it's not released on any other thing, is Pink Floyd's Animals. Because Snowy White does a guitar solo on there to connect Pigs on the Wing parts 1 and 2. He does.
Yep.
That's an exclusive thing they did on that 8-track. That's not on any other. Not
It's
even
on
like
one of his. It's on one of his greatest hits albums, I think.
Oh, Snowy
Snowy
White.
White. Yes.
Oh, okay.
He released it on one of his greatest hits albums.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool. I have to get it, man, so I can have it. I don't have that 8-track.
That's a tidbit of Pink Floyd I never knew. Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
it.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
You know me, man. I'm a fucking wealth of useless information.
That's why I fucking love it. That's not useless here, man. That's as valuable as gold here,
No.
man.
Now, if you guys could like do tablatures, we get some guitar geeks in here. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, Andy,
It's,
I think Andy's up, right?
It's
he's up.
just
Um,
Andy's up,
number-
but I was gonna say real quick. It's Snowy White's Gold Top compilation.
Okay.
The album's called Gold Top.
All right, I gotta check that out. I gotta get that, man, because I want that version. So.
It's all the different songs he did for like other bands and like.
Oh, cool.
It's like so there's like Thin Lizzy stuff in there, like
Right.
different stuff.
Oh,
One more
nice. All
time.
right,
What
cool.
was it called again?
It's it's called Gold Top Group and Sessions 74 to 94 is the full title of the compilation, and
Snowy White.
it's a Snowy White compilation.
Okay.
And it's the only place that you can get the full version of Pigs on the Wing.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Who's next?
All right.
And
I am.
Andy.
So I was looking through my Beatle albums, going, golly, you know, these songs are hit songs, hit songs. Everybody knows them. Everybody knows them. So I said, you know what? Let me look through the U.S. Capitol versions. Off of Rubber Soul on the U.S. Capitol um on the U.S. Capitol label. This starts with "I've Just Seen a Face."
That's a great one.
Kicked off this album, and I bought this when I was in New Orleans. It was in the French Quarter, and I walked into this record store. I was so excited because I had found Rubber Soul, but I never understood about the Capitol records because when I looked in the back, it wasn't Drive My Car. It was I've Just Seen a Faces on here, and another. It's Only Love starts off side 2, which is also on Help. So he was telling me, which I wish more record stores had guys like this or women like this, because he just told me the whole history about the Beatles and the Capitol Records, and there's different versions in America than they were released out of England and stuff like that. And I found it fascinating, so I had to grab all, eventually collect all those, and I think I have all of them now. But I just thought I'd get a little bit more creative on that one because I want to put the Beatles on there, but every album, everybody knows that. So I'm just
I went through the Beatles too. Yeah, I agree with you.
It's just tough to call almost any Beatles song underrated, but they've been studied.
Yeah, but I've Just Seen a Face would be one of them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I think he played it also on MTV Unplugged when Paul did MTV Unplugged. He did "I've Just Seen a Face," but it's a wonderful song, and so that's my number 3.
Cool. Mark and Scribble.
Oh, Mark and Scribble. So I'm on some already picked Good Lovin' Gone Bad. So I pulled a Chris Elio. Check out Redbird videos if you can. He's doing minute videos now, like I've been doing with Quick Thoughts. Just joking. I love you, bro. I'm just fucking with you.
Sorry about your Rangers. Sorry about your Rangers, Chris.
Sorry, but no, I'm not. Go Panthers. But I changed my song because you guys somebody picked a Cheap Trick song, and I go, fuck, that reminded me of another Cheap Trick song from the '97 Cheap Trick album. Anytime. Fucking the drums on that.
I looked at that one too, man.
Anytime you want to come over. The voice is like rough and fucking guttural. Fucking Robin Zander just singing his fucking ass off in the wrist that Rick is doing. The drums that Bun is doing. It just, that song is just fucking explodes. And you go, oh man, this album's going to rip because of that fucking song. So Anytime by Cheap Trick. So then we get to Scribble's number 3. He picked Alienator, Alice in Hell. I do know that song. That's a pretty cool song.
Mm-hmm. He picks a lot of Annihilator, doesn't he? He's done that a few times.
Yeah. We already said his number 1, so his last one will be number 2.
I wouldn't exactly call Annihilator like a huge band, though, so it's not.
But also Alice in Hell is like their one hit. So
yeah.
That's like if anyone knows an Annihilator song, that's the one they know.
Alice in Hell. I never really liked that song. They're actually not a bad. They actually have a couple of tunes that I like. I haven't heard them in years, but I can't remember the names of them. But I did like some of their stuff. So, you know how that goes. So it's my turn.
Yep.
I'm surprised. I thought some people would have picked this by now, but maybe I'm wrong about this. I guess it was kind of a hit. I don't know. I don't think it was. The Pyromanias, man. Rock Till You Drop, man.
That was a huge hit, dude.
That was not a huge hit.
They still play that live.
It wasn't a huge hit.
Playing it live is one thing. And they don't play it live, Mark. They do not.
Maybe that's just me because I love that song. Good pick, then.
I thought somebody would have picked either something off High and Dry or Pyromania by now, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, because Let It Go is the opening track on High and Dry. So that's definitely one.
I looked at Def Leppard too, and I go,
I love that song, Jerry. Great. I think it's a great pick, but I don't know. I just find it hard to call an opening track on a diamond selling album like fucking underrated. I don't know. It just
okay. Well, maybe I have not. I didn't do.
But I did pick a Zeppelin song, so who am I to talk? You know,
but I didn't grasp the not being a popular album. I didn't get that part of the. But
I'm just ripping.
I mean, fucking Shakin' Moneymaker was a huge fucking album.
I mean, there you go. That's another one. You know, but it's a great opening track.
Well, you know what? Oh, you guys, I'm just kidding. But anyway, that's my fucking number 3. Fuck y'all. Number 2, Joe.
Al.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm fucking up Joe all night tonight,
See-
man. I'm sorry, man.
It's funny. I started my list off with an Exciter song, and I'm actually gonna have another Exciter song from Stained Class, Judas Priest. Exciter, man. That song is just fucking. I don't know if it's, it straddles the line as underrated or whatever, but yeah, love that. That's my favorite Judas Priest album, and
Awesome.
Exciter. I mean, you can say that almost is like a precursor, like thrash, man. Like speed metal. It's just so. I love the opening drums on there, and it's just awesome, man. I love that song. So Exciter from Stained Class by Judas Priest. That's my number 2.
Also kicks
Yeah,
off
that was
the
on my list
greatest
last
live
time.
album of all time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
Okay.
so who we on
Joesph.
now? Joesph.
Joesph.
God.
All righty. So, well, Al and I are of similar thought here. Sticking with the same band, but going one album earlier.
Mm.
Sinner off the Sin After Sin album.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Karaoke rules.
Yeah, I mean, Judas Priest was just flush with great tracks at this time. I mean, you definitely couldn't pick the album before this because I mean, Victim of Change is just like one of their best known songs.
Yeah.
But Sinner and Exciter, and there's so many great songs to open these albums. But yeah, Sinner off the Sin After Sin album.
Fucking KK rules on that fucking song, dude.
Oh yeah.
He just kicks all sorts of ass. Like seeing him live, just abusing the guitar, bro. Like on that, it's just so awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love when they did that song live, man. Yeah, that's
All right.
KK's song, man. Definitely.
All right, Andy.
Yeah, my pick here. I did Neil Young with Crazy Horse. Now I'm going to do a Neil Young solo album. Maybe it's a song that y'all are a little bit more familiar with, but it was. I mean, if you're a Neil Young fan, you know the song pretty well. But off of After the Gold Rush, Tell Me Why. Tell
Good
me
one.
why. It's such a it really sets the mood for a great Neil Young album. So After the Gold Rush is one of my favorites by him. And Tell Me Why. I think that's also with Crosby and Nash are with him throughout that album. Great harmonies, man, and great lyrics on that album. So Tell Me Why is what I'm going to start off with. Number 2.
Cool.
All right, Mark and Scribble.
Well, I'm gonna go with Aerosmith. Probably not the songs you guys think of. I think this song, I love this fucking album. I don't fucking care. Every song on it's great for me. I love Pump by Aerosmith and fucking Young Lust.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
great opening song, dude.
Great opening. Nobody talks about that song.
No.
It's like
No.
with all those singles out there, Loving an Elevator and fucking What It Takes. This song is overshadowed. It's fucking one of the best fucking songs on the album. Fucking great opener. It's like, yeah, did you get to Voodoo Medicine Man? And you got fucking great fucking riffs and groove. Take a shot. Okay, I fucking
Actually, Al said groove earlier, so you had to take 2 shots.
Oh, yeah,
Take a
take 2
shot when he
shots.
said it.
Well,
also Young Lust by Aerosmith from the Pump album.
Well, the owner of that house went there.
I think Joe went through that whole bottle already.
Did you? Holy shnikes, Batman. All right, so we get to Scribbles number 2. And I'll just say it's number 1 just to reiterate it after this because I already ruined it.
We'll just say it when we get to number 1.
Oh, okay, I'll do it again. I already said I thought it was number 11.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
forgot
Doc
what it
and
was, so just don't say it.
he picked Doc and Kiss of Death and
That's a
Great track.
that's
I
a
don't know
great
why
one,
I didn't
dude.
pick that. That's a great fucking pick, Scribble.
Yeah,
Start
yeah,
that out. Damn,
yeah,
that was a
man,
good album.
great one.
Kiss of
Talking
Death.
about AIDS before it was really,
God,
fashion.
the riffs on that song, Don's vocals, great pick, Scribble, man. I give you 2 thumbs up and a toe up for that one. All right, Jerry.
Okay, whatever that is. Hold on one
That's-
second.
I just made the toe up.
Andy stole my thunder on this one earlier. One of these days by Pink Floyd off Metal, man. I think that's one of the greatest instrumental ever. I love. It's 10 points to who can ever tell me who says that part. One of
Nick
these days
Mason.
I'm gonna cut you. Okay, that was too easy. Okay, I'll get 10. I'll get 10 points. But it's so cool when it.
10 shots.
It's so cool the way that song is structured. You got this little this weird bass that Roger plays, and David Gilmour comes in with this.
Well, it's a
regular
bass through.
bass.
Yeah, it's a bass through a delay, like an echo. It's delayed.
Really,
yeah.
It's really cool fucking sounding. What they used back then for delay effects, I think, were awesome back in the day.
Very analog.
Yes, I thought it. I mean, it just sounded so fucking.
I think it was called a Benson echo unit. I think that's what it was called. What it was an actual. It was just a metal tape that just looped, and you can only record. I think you can only record like maybe 5 to maybe 10 seconds, not even, probably like 5 seconds of delay on it, and then it'll just repeat itself. Like you can't do like a long, like drawn out delay. It's just kind of so it's just kind of like a slap back kind of like echo thing that you hit the bass note. If you hear in the beginning, you hear like yeah. So really, that's kind of like the longest delay you could kind of had like back in that day, because our album was what 72, 71, you know. So yeah, it was. I think it was called Benson Echo Unit. So it's. Yeah, I gotta read up. I think I read about that, like the whole process of that, man. So I love that shit, man, because it's just so experimental back in the day.
Yeah, and I love fucking the sound of Dave's fucking steel guitar and our slide guitar, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just an amazing track, dude. Like I said, we're going to be reviewing that album soon. Looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah, Monday.
But okay, that's my number. Let's go to number 1. All right, Al.
It's a Farewell to Kings by Rush, man. It's such a great opener. And when you really read the lyrics to that, bro, it's so relevant to like the climate of today, you know, like I mean, you can't get any more prophetic than, you know, when you read the words of history on these days that passed long ago, you know. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's fucking I love that album, man. How's the lyrics go again in the beginning, Joe?
When they turn the pages of history.
When they turn the pages of history.
When these days have passed long ago, will they read of us with sadness for the seeds that we let grow?
Yeah, I mean, think about that, man. You know, it's so fucking true, dude. You know, and that was written in what 77. You know, so. But it just goes to show you, the more things change, the more they are the same. It's just. Things have always been this way. It's just now in this social media era, it's just in your face 24/7. You know, I think back in those days, ignorance was a bit of bliss. You didn't really hear about it like all the time, except if you turn on maybe the news or something, you know, late at night or whatever. You know, you just went through your day and you just, you know, you're not looking at social media, you're not looking at your fucking phone and all that. You know, you didn't hear about this shit.
Yeah.
You know, so ignorance was bliss back in the day. Now it's just like there's no more of that, bro. It's just everything is so out there and everybody has an opinion, and it's just fucking crazy, man.
That was so cool. That was so cool about my vacation a couple weeks ago. The cell phone fucking stayed in the room, man. I was hardly even on it.
Well, that's great, man. It's great to unplug once in a while, dude.
You know,
really.
I think it was you to comment on my death shirt. Nothing like, or was that you that said that, or was that?
Yeah, I said yeah, nice shirt.
Nothing beats a beach.
I said something like, well, you know, a death shirt's not something that you really wear in a sunny beach or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah, that was funny.
See that?
But yeah, you're 100%. You're 100% right, Al, man. It's just like, damn, you can't get away from this shit, man. Everywhere.
Yeah. All right, let's turn the page on politics and whatever.
Politics.
I'm just joking.
Yeah,
we're just talking about society.
Just talking about the climate.
I know, society. It's all based on shit now. It's,
I mean, if you
go ahead, Joe, when you're ready.
If you just go back to those fucking medieval days and all that shit, it's the same shit. There were rulers and all fucking. Everything was governed, man.
Even the Western days, they just shut.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
that's what the
Toby-
Aerosmith Kings and Queens long ago in days gone by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great fucking that's my favorite fucking Aerosmith
Kings
song.
and queens and guillotines, man.
That's
Yep.
my favorite Aerosmith song of all time. Love
Alright,
that fucking song.
you know, when
All
it
right,
comes
man.
to
So what? Joe's next.
Yeah.
on
Joe's
here,
next, yeah.
Joe, go ahead, brother.
Yep. So Jerry actually stole my thunder on my number one a while ago on his list. And when I was going through bands in my head, there was one that stuck out to me. One of the most, like, if you ask people generally what their favorite album by this band is, especially like in our metal community, you'll usually get this answer. And I bet if you asked a lot of the same people what the opening track on that album is, they'd forget. Because when you look at a band that has opening tracks like War Pigs and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath and the song Black Sabbath and Neon Nights and even something like Never Say Die, and then you try to remember, oh yeah, Wheels of Confusion is the opening track on Volume 4.
Yeah.
I forget that that's the opening track on Volume 4. But you just think of how many amazing songs, how many iconic songs are on this album. I mean, Changes, Supernaut, Snowblind, Under the Sun, Tomorrow's Dream. And then you just remember, oh yeah, Wheels of Confusion is the opener on that album. And it's a badass, amazing opener. And like Jerry said, it might be one of their best opening songs from any of their albums.
Yeah.
And it's one that I constantly forget about. And that is like the top tier of underrated album openers, because you forget that it's even the song that opens the album.
Like I said, I'm that's in my car stereo right now. It's the only reason I made my list because I'm listening to it now. I probably would have forgotten about it actually if I hadn't been listening to it.
Yeah.
Great tune. Yep. All right, so Andy.
Alrighty.
Yeah, my thunder was stolen earlier by Al. My number one is going to be Achilles' Last Stand.
Oh wow. Okay.
This album can be so good. But it's not really talked about. But you know, it's got really good epic songs on here, like Achilles' Last Stand and For Your Life and Nobody's Fault But Mine and T for One.
Mm-hmm.
But man, people don't pay attention to the meat and bones of that album. They just pay attention to the crappy, no need to be on an album songs. But those four previous songs I talked
There's only
about,
one. There's only one in my opinion.
okay, but you know what I mean. It's completely different. It's totally different from what you would think of Led Zeppelin.
The
That's cool.
Object.
So, Achilles' Last Stand is just a classic track. And I wanted to add earlier that us Zeppelin fans know it very well, but your everyday rock fan or people that just listen to music will never know that that's Led Zeppelin or Led Zeppelin has a song like this. You know, we know it because we love Led Zeppelin. We've been listening to them almost all of our lives. So I think that's not a track that's well known at all. I think it's a deep track. So Achilles' Last Stand.
Cool. Mark and Scribble.
All right, so here's a running joke. I couldn't pick an Oingo Boingo album, even though they have great fucking openings, because they're not a popular band. Not everybody knows who Oingo Boingo is. So there you go. And In-N-Out Burger rules. There's the In-N-Out and the Oingo Boingo references. But I'm going to pick AC/DC because they are a fucking popular band. And I'm going to pick Fly on the Wall from the album Fly on the Wall.
I looked at that one too,
Nice.
man. That's a great one, dude. That's a great one.
The production may be lacking on that album, but it's a fucking great, fucking hard, dark fucking song. I fucking love it.
Fly on the Wall, man. Yeah, it's a good one, dude.
So
That's a grimy album, man. It's good. Grimy.
I love that fucking
When
album.
they were getting too polished, they went back to being grimy on that album.
Yeah, it's grimy. I fucking loved it. And then I already ruined Scribble's number one, Megadeth, Into the Lungs of Hell. So that was his number one.
All right.
Bring us home.
Y'all know I couldn't fucking do a list without including this band. I mean, seriously.
I looked at that one too, Jerry. I looked at that
Custard Pie. I love Custard Pie,
Yeah.
man. I think
That's a
it's
great
a
one.
great fucking track. My favorite album of all time. Everybody knows me knows this, man. I mean, not a bad song on it. Just fucking great opener. Great album. I mean, we talked about it a million times. There's no really need to go into it. But when he first gave me the idea of doing this list, this was already my number one pick. This was my only certain pick that I had. So that's how we're going to end it with Physical Graffiti, the best rock and roll album ever made.
I agree with you on that album. You know that, Jerry. We both,
Yeah.
that's our favorite Zeppelin album. I
So there
agree
were
with you.
two Zeppelin that were number one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alrighty,
cool.
honorable mentions.
Go for
Well, I
it.
don't have any honorable. This is too hard to come up with honorable mentions, man. It really was.
I have a couple.
I battled with this for like the whole week. I could not think of any. I know I probably missed a million. I know I probably did. I just wasn't clicking.
I don't really have any either, man. I mean, I did put down Motley Crue City Boy Blues. I know Andy covered that one already. I think that's an underrated one, but I didn't really throw down any like underrateds, man.
Neither did I.
So
I have a
I
couple
did.
honorable mentions,
Go
so
for
me
it.
and
Go
Andy
ahead.
can kind of go.
Go ahead,
Um,
Joe.
So my first one, like I said at the beginning, I'm glad that Al brought it up. I purposely left Kiss off the list, but the one I would have picked would have been Exciter off Lick It Up, and Al covered that, so I'm really glad we got to talk about that one. AC/DC, Realize off the last album,
That's a
off
good
Power Up. Thought that's a great opener. A band that none of us brought up an album, and they have a ton of, in my opinion, underrated opening songs, and that's Motorhead. And I
Yeah.
picked the
Yeah.
title track of Sacrifice. I think that's a really, really good underrated album opener from them. And then my last one that is kind of the reason I didn't put it on my list is because is there such thing as an underrated album opener in the six pack of Van Halen? But I went with Mean Streets because I hear of all the ones, that's one you don't hear talked about as much. So I think that's a good kind of underrated album opener. Mean Streets from Fair Warning.
I was looking at the 6-pack too, and I'm like, well, two of them are covers.
Yeah.
So I didn't really.
One's an instrumental.
Everybody knows Running with the Devil. 1984 instrumental, that's out.
And
I don't really.
and The Cradle Will Rock is a pretty popular track.
And then I was like thinking and The Cradle Will Rock, and I'm like, I don't know, man. It's kind of pretty well known too.
Yeah.
I think Mean Streets is real well known.
That's why I didn't put it on my list.
Yeah. Mine are Creedence Clearwater Revival off of the Pendulum album, Pagan Baby.
Ooh, I got that on vinyl.
Yeah, dude, that's dude. We were talking about John Fogerty last night on Black Spinner Circle. Man, he's amazing. He just is, and that was a great band.
I had to take Chuglin off last night because I got a lot of requests on that metalstation.com. So Chuglin was one of my songs I put on there. Fucking love that fucking. I love that band, man. I keep forgetting about them, like programming the station, and I go, fuck it. No, I started writing notes, groups I forget about that I want to put on there.
Leonard Skinner, I Ain't the One.
Ooh,
I think that's
nice.
Off of their debut album as well. I think that's all I got.
Cool.
Yeah, just those two.
I just had Dio Night People from
Nice.
Dream Evil. So
Nice.
I love that fucking song, and I had to put the Beastie Boys in there. I swapped Dio out with the Beastie Boys.
I have Dirty White Boy by Foreigner as an honorable mention.
Fuck you, Jerry.
I'm just kidding.
I'm the number one.
I'm just kidding, dude.
All right, man. Let's go around and promote shit, Jerry. What are we doing?
Andy, you start.
Yeah, sure.
Tell us about our show coming up.
Oh yes, we got a show coming up on Three Shots Down called we are going to be doing a Leonard Skinner episode. We are going to be concentrating more on their crash and the after effect that of the band and the country and their fans and stuff like that. So that's what we have coming up next. And also we just posted the one about the great Sam Cooke. I believe our third co-host Kate just put that out late last night or this morning. So the Sam Cooke episode is out there, and then we're going to be working on Leonard Skinner. Then after that, it's my pick, and we're all going to pick each one of Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper, and we're going to talk about those three. And so we got a lot of interesting stuff coming up. And my co-host for the Black Spinner Circle will tell us what's going on Wednesday on his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday! If I forget.
Yeah, next Wednesday is my birthday, June 12th. We're gonna have a special. Anybody that wants to come on the show, man, more the merrier, man. Make it a party. The theme is gonna be, since we're in the 6th month of the year, best 6 album, your top 10 best 6 album run by any band.
Ooh.
And there's a lot of good ones, man. You can
count me in for that.
Yeah, I'd love to be on that one too.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So
I'm doing a
Definitely count me
radio
in.
show that fucking day. That sucks.
So best 6 album run by any band of your choosing. Your
Do
top
they,
10.
do they have to be like straight, like in a row?
Oh,
They
yeah.
have to be
Okay.
consecutive. It has to be 6 consecutive albums. Now, the interesting thing is it might not be the first 6 albums. It might be
Right.
6 albums going into their career. You know, a couple albums in. Could be maybe 6 later albums of their career. Who knows? You know, it's your choice. It's got to be 6 consecutive albums though by any band or artist. What you think is the best 6 album run, top 10.
They don't have to all be successful, right? Just our opinion on it.
Yeah.
I would take the last 6 Europe albums.
Oh God,
because I probably won't be on there.
There you go. That's an idea. Like,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do.
From
What
2004.
What you
sounds
think is like the best 6 album run,
Yeah.
you know, because that's a pretty good chunk right there. And usually that's a pretty good
because I won't be on that show.
The lifespan,
that's
that's usually like the good lifespan of a really good band. You know, it's usually they'll have a good, you know, not all the time. There's some bands that have good runs and there's a clunker in there somewhere, so you can't, you can't skip. It's all opinions though, man. It's all like,
what if the clunker is something that you like?
Hey, you could also do Triumph.
You can put it in there. It's just that, like, I mean, if you're gonna be like, there's gonna be debate about it. You know,
Jerry, you already got Led Zeppelin the first 6 albums, so what are you complaining about?
Well, look, hey, listen, man, they have a great 6 album run. Black Sabbath has a great 6 album.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Van Halen has a great 6 album.
Rush.
I mean, Rush, Pink Floyd, whatever you want, dude.
Which 6-pack? Because even though we pick the same bands, we might
pick some different.
6-pack.
Somebody will probably pick the 6-pack of Van Halen.
Because
I'm sure everybody.
Rush, you can start at a couple different places. Kiss, you can start at a couple different places.
Yeah. So
that's
gonna be the topic. That's gonna be my birthday show next Wednesday. If you want to get in on it, let me know.
Definitely count me in for that one.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be in for that. That sounds like fun, actually.
Well, you got enough people. I'll still do my radio show then.
And then this past Monday, I just went to see the Rolling Stones. They were awesome. Speaking of 6 album runs.
And
then tomorrow night, me and Eddie Canestracci, we're gonna go see Foghat, Cactus, and Pat Travers.
Nice.
So it's gonna be a cool show, man.
Pat Travers and Foghat, holy fuck, man.
And Cactus, yeah.
We did that Pat Travers episode live out, man.
Be nice.
Yeah, so it's gonna be cool. So that's my promotion. Next,
I'll go next. Listen to the Freeform Rock Show on thatmetalstation.com every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. You get in, you give me a song, whatever block is going, your song will be played next. I'm not waiting for anybody's songs or blocks or whatever. You get in because I know you guys got to go to sleep. So I'll put that in as soon as possible. Get in there and also check out Freeform Rock Podcast on Friday. We're doing Nervosa with Kevin Tarrant. Jerry wasn't on that episode. He's sad. You were on vacation, bitch. So
you did hold that out for me.
I did hold that back.
There was like, I missed it a time before too. I couldn't be able to do it. So
I tried to get you on there like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, I know.
So Nervosa, pretty good thrash. Well, no spoilers. And also check out the episode we did last week with the thrash metal. What's our 5th thrash metal band? Jerry, take us out, man.
Thanks, guys, for being on again. This is a lot of fun. Oh, Joe, go ahead.
I don't have any. Not that I have anything to promote, but I do just kind of, now that we've kind of gotten all of our kind of fun and frivolity out of the way, I do want to kind of say something just a little serious at the end of the show here. For anyone who knows what day we're recording this, 80 years ago today, There was
Thank
a
you.
lot of men who fought and died to defend our freedom and to defend the world from a lot of evil people. And I just kind of want to say just a quick kind of shout out for all the veterans of any war, but particularly of those who served and fought on D-Day in the World War II.
They're getting very few, man.
And I
left
did post. I
alive.
did post a tribute in BS sessions and Freeform this morning. A picture
Yeah.
of thanks to the veterans. So
A lot of
Yep.
sacrifices that day, man.
watch Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Watch that. I'm tomorrow morning. I'm off work, so I'm gonna be putting in my Blu-ray of The Longest Day. I'm putting that in tomorrow morning to celebrate the 80th anniversary. Yeah, it's a powerful thing to think about. A very important day in the history of the world, not just America. A lot of men from multiple countries fought and died to fight an evil that was worse than they probably realized at the time.
Yeah.
Save the world.
Yeah.
It was pretty close the other way. It really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
People don't realize how close it was the other side of winning. They were close.
Hey Jerry, you forgot to say what we're doing next week.
Oh, next week we're going to do it's Travis's pick. Actually, he's going to pick our top 11 songs from the Doors.
Ooh,
If anybody's interested in being on that one, let us know.
I might have to get in on that one, man.
Yeah,
let us
so
know.
I saw that. I was like, yeah, that's a good one, dude. That's gonna be fun
Yeah.
doing that one. So
We just gotta
Yeah.
calm down Eric because he's gonna be on there. So
Oh, is he?
yeah, Eric
Oh,
will be
boy.
on that one.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right,
Take
guys.
it easy, man.
Yep.
Like, share,
Cool.
and subscribe. BS Sessions out. Later, guys.
take it
Okay.
easy.